the home of Rainbow Sports.
Last Saturday night, it was a time for Hawaii fans and players to celebrate the catharsis of ending a long losing streak. It was a moment of joy and a look at the possibility of better times ahead for head coach June Jones and this win-starved program. But better can quickly turn to bitter if the Warriors don't take care of business on the field. And tonight against Boise State, it's a real Division I challenge. From Aloha Stadium, it's the NCAA football meeting between the Broncos of Boise State and the Rainbow Warriors of Hawaii. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy along with Larry Goes. The Rainbow Warriors 1-1 against Boise State tonight. They are also 1-1. Boise State comes in with a West Coast offense, a balanced attack, and Hawaii's defense giving up a lot of points. When you look at the two quarterbacks, Bart Hendricks of Boise State, a very agile quarterback who can really throw the ball, zip it in there. And for Hawaii, coming off a record performance, 452 yards against Eastern Illinois, Dan Robinson ready to have a big night. I think whether these quarterbacks are effective or not depends on that offensive line, and both teams have very good offensive lines.
Right, Jim. Both offensive lines are big, averaging 6'4", 300 pounds plus. And they tend to dominate the other opponent's defensive line. And they're led by tackles. For University of Hawaii, it's Kaulana Rano Noah and Adrian Clem. For Boise, it's Dilworth, their right tackle, who's a strength and the leader on that offensive line.
When you take a look at both teams tonight, we could be in for a shootout. Hawaii's defense really had trouble holding down the score, and Boise has been scored upon also. Boise comes in with an interesting defense. I mean, they open up with a 5 defensive back package. They're in a nickel. That's their base defense, a 4-2-5. That's rare.
Right. And Boise State has so many defensive backs. It has 2 defensive back coaches. One to coach the safeties, the other to coach the corners. And they run that nickel package, and off that nickel package, they do a lot of zone blitzes, man blitzes. They try to free up people on the perimeter, try to break someone loose in the middle. So the University of Hawaii will change their blocking scheme offensively to close in the gaps in the middle and to wheel out to the outside perimeters.
If Hawaii is going to win, they need a shootout. If Boise State is going to win, they need to control the score, hold down the game. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff, Hawaii against Boise State. Evenly matched teams. Stay with us.
Here's this week's winning number in the Best Pizza Football Sweepstakes. Congratulations! You've just won a Las Vegas trip for 2 from your Kamaina Pizza Hut, K5 the home team, and DDIO's Creative Holidays.
Go online to get UH Rainbow Wahine volleyball player profiles, schedules, and more. Log on to KHNL.com. Sponsored by Aloha Airlines. Expect more.
News 8, giving you the information you need to know. This week, continuous live coverage from the East Coast on the devastating effects of Hurricane Floyd and where it would hit next. The only ones to talk with the man who found incriminating evidence against a local environmentalist charged with sexually assaulting dozens of young girls. An in-depth look at how hundreds of layoffs at Hawaii's largest bank could affect our local economy. And live coverage of President Clinton's stopover in Hawaii. When you need to know, turn to News 8, your live, local, and late-breaking news source.
Back at Aloha Stadium, setting sun over the Waianae Range. Series record, Hawaii leads the series 1 game to none. The last meeting on the 21st of September 1996. Hawaii winning it in the 4th quarter, 20-14 over Boise State. Working with us again tonight is Brooks Bear on the field. Brooks.
Thank you, Jim. And so far this year, Hawaii's run and shoot offense has featured a whole lot more shoot than it has run. The Rainbow Warriors have passed the ball on 67% of its offensive plays. That is twice as many pass plays as running plays for the Rainbow Warriors. And as you know, it paid off in a big way for the Rainbows last week. Dan Robinson had that record-setting performance. It'll be interesting to see if the Rainbows can keep that aerial attack flying high this week. And interesting to see how the Broncos deal with it. Last week, they faced a running team in Southern Utah, a team that ran the ball 80% of the time. So the Broncos really have to shift their focus on defense from the run to the pass. Back upstairs.
Okay, Brooks. Let's take a look now at the keys to tonight's game between Hawaii and Boise State.
7-11 keys to the game for Boise State. Is first of all, tackle the receivers. What that means is the Rainbows might resort to very short passes, trying to take advantage of the man coverage that the Broncos will be trying to run. It's important for the Bronco DBs to tackle the receivers and not turn a little 2-yard pass play to a touchdown. And they have to control the ball in offense. That West Coast offense, the best defense against the run and shoot is an offense, and just keep the offense off the field and rattle Dan. If anything that they can learn from the USC tape, if you have to get to Dan Robinson and force him to make a decision quickly. If you give him time like Eastern Illinois does, he can hurt you. And then for Hawaii Rainbows, it's Dan needs to buy time, the complete opposite. He needs to realize when the Broncos are in a 6-man rush and to find the short receiver, help himself out with pass protection. And the defense needs to adjust and adapt. Few of the players for the Rainbows are banged up. You're going to see different people playing different positions. Matt Paul playing right end. Joe Correa will be playing left end, and you might see a whole different group of people on the second quarter in there. And something that June Jones has always talked about, the first 2 games, the Rainbows made a lot of mental errors, especially on defense. They need to eliminate those tonight.
The coach of the Boise State Broncos is Dirk Cutter. This is his second year. He is 7-6. He has been all around, including stops at San Francisco State, UTEP, Missouri, Boston College, and Oregon. And for the University of Hawaii, June Jones. Jones last year was the head coach of the San Diego Chargers, and that's what his Hawaii record is, 1-1. Hawaii able to win the toss. They have elected to receive. Boise State will defend the north end zone. As you look at that particular picture, the north end zone is on, you're facing it. On the other side, the end zone away from you. So Hawaii and Boise State. Boise State out of the Big West and Hawaii out of the WAC. And the Rainbows last week celebrating the end of a long 19-game losing streak. That gloomy cloud that hung over the program for so long. So tonight they hope to take another step. There you see the team comparisons. Total offense, 350 yards for Boise, 381 for Hawaii. Scoring average, almost even. And the points allowed, Hawaii has allowed many more points. And then the average yards allowed, a big concern. In the 2 weeks, Hawaii has allowed over 1,000 yards. That comes out to 513 yards in total offense per game. Derek Miller, number 17, and Jamal Garland, number 86, will be deep for Hawaii, and Brent Thompson will kick off. There you see Jamal Garland. He doesn't want to do tonight what he did last week. That was fumble on the opening kickoff, and they kick it right to him. Takes it on the 1. Just short of the 20-yard line, and it will be first down for the Rainbows at that point. Rainbows are led by Dan Robinson. Last week, a school record 452 yards in passing, 24 of 40, and 4 touchdowns. So Robinson will come into the game and lead the Rainbows. Single setback. Oh, they'll come out with no setback. They come out with 5 wide receivers. And out of the shotgun on first down, the ball just short of the 20-yard line for Hawaii. Robinson to throw. Incomplete. Bounced off Harris. Shannon Harris, number 85, was the intended receiver. Here are the offensive starters for Hawaii in that very experienced offensive line. Adrian Clem, Andy Phillips, Dustin Owen, Manly Kanoa, and Kaulana Noah. And you see 6'4", 315, the average. And then the skill positions, Stutzman, Carter, a big reception record last week, 220 yards on 9 receptions. Lely, Gray, and Thompson. From the shotgun again. This time 4 wide receivers and Stutzman in motion. Robinson to throw. That is incomplete. That whistled right by Atris Brooks.
Two passes in a row dropped by Rainbow receivers.
The defensive starters for Boise, Andy Bennett, Bobby Hammer, Tony Altieri, and Zach Malloy in that defensive line. Then they come out with 2 linebackers, Brian Johnson, the 1999 Butkus Award nominee. He's a tough player. And Kareem Williams, the other linebacker. And then 5 defensive backs. Dees, Michael, who leads the team in tackles, Hartz, Ferris, and Schiller. 3rd down and 10 from the 20 to the Rainbows. And again, out of the shotgun. Robinson. Sacked. Tony Altieri. 5'11", 275-pound redshirt freshman from Vista, California. Gets the sack for Boise State. And Hawaii, pinned deep, will have to punt it away. Chad Shroud is in. You can see that Robinson really didn't have any receivers open, and then the protection just broke down.
Yeah, a lot of that sacking going to credit the defensive secondary for the Broncos, covering the receivers.
Shroud will have to punt it out of the end zone. 10 men on the line of scrimmage for Boise State. Now they back 1 off. Now 2 off. Waiting for the snap from center from Brian Smith. That's one long snap. Right. Excellent punt. Comes out over midfield. Coming down, taken on the 41-yard line by Damian Chilling. He's hit immediately by D. Miller. Oh, Rainbow special teams coming up big. 49-yard punt and no return. It will be 1st down for Boise at their 41-yard line. Bart Hendricks is the quarterback, 6'1", junior from Reno, Nevada. Honorable mention all Big West last year. 51% completion average, 323 yards in passing, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. A hitch pattern gets it out to number 80, Jeff Putzier. And we have a penalty flag as Putzier finally is ushered out of bounds near midfield at the 48-yard line. Gain on the play of about 7. The referee for tonight's game is Gene Semko. Offside against the Rainbows of Hawaii. Boy, the Rainbows just have been penalized this year. There you see Coach Cutter, and Dirk Cutter, the head coach of Boise, is saying, no, let's decline the penalty and take the yardage.
Offside on the defense.
They're going to take the
decline from 2nd down.
They move it to the 48-yard line. That is the yardage. That is the yardage. Putzier is flanked to the far side. Double setback. Ball is given to Davey Malafong. And Malafong out of Merced, California, wedged to the turf. Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich, who leads the WAC in tackles at 13 a game. And apparently another flag has been thrown.
Boise trying to run that sprint option. Ulbrich just runs it down.
So we have a legal procedure, perhaps a false start.
Rainbows will decline this also if they can and make it 3rd and 4. Jeff Ulbrich running to the sideline.
Ulbrich saying, should we take the penalty? And the official said, look, I need a decision now.
I'm talking to you, son. Yes. Get over here.
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
And they decline it. It will be 3rd down. They haven't flipped the down marker yet. Now they do. 3rd down. Single setback. It's Malafong. Short drop. Throw. Intercepted. Quincy Leger down the sideline to the 30. Leger to the 20. He will score. 55-yard interception return, and the 2nd interception return for a touchdown by Leger this season.
Coach McMackin came from Seattle Seahawks and said this defense is set up to create a lot of turnovers. On that play, the Rainbows run a blitz up the middle, compress the pocket. You see they compress the pocket of Hendricks. Lejay just breaks on the football. Good play by Lejay, breaking on the football, reading the quarterback's eyes, and does a good job of eluding tacklers into the end zone.
Eric Hanneman to try the extra point. Hawaii leading early. 13:06 left to play. And Hannum is on the point after. Hawaii 7, Boise State nothing. An electrifying 55-yard interception return by Quincy Lejay.
To encourage academic and athletic achievement at the University of Hawaii, Eagle Hardware and Garden proudly presents the Eagle Academic Salute to Excellence sponsorship. Congratulations to incoming freshman student athlete Jamie Matsumura. In high school, Jamie earned a grade point average of 3.0. This year, he's a member of the University of Hawaii men's golf team. Jamie grew up on Kauai, where he began golfing at the age of 7.
Outshining the competition, Eagle Hardware and Garden.
Stadium still buzzing on that 55-yard interception return. The injury update, sponsored by the Queens Medical Center, Hawaii's leader in sports medicine and orthopedic surgery. For Hawaii, Daniel Ho-Ching, dislocated shoulder. He will not play in this game. And Boise State playing it very close to the vest. No injuries reported. Gavin Reed, number 29, and Billy Wingfield, number 8. Deep. Picking off is Chad Schreich. Coming up to take it, high kick. Taking it on the 11-yard line is Reed. Breaks one tackle, but not another. Fayama Armstrong there to make the stop on special teams. Here's the jack-in-the-box starting lineups for Boise State. Willie Van Gorder and Ryan Groneman. Joey Hovart, Jeremy Mankins, and Keith Dilworth. 4 returning starters in that offensive line. Very experienced and very good. And the wide receivers, Dave Stahelski, Mike Davidson, Billy Wingfield, Shea Swan. And the running back or the tailback is Davey Malathon. Boise State player down. Got caught in that mix master on the return.
Watch this guy right here.
That's Wingfield.
That's Wingfield, number 8. He's going to lead block and gets leveled by James Fenderson. James Fenderson from University of Hawaii comes flying down.
Now, he kind of was looking to the inside, and then when he looked upfield, he got blasted.
It's important that he gets back on the field, the leading receiver of this Boise State offense.
Boise State back to the attack. Malathon, the single setback. Putsier is flanked to the far side. Hendricks gives it to Malathon. And Malathon is wrestled to the turf. Following a short gain, the line of scrimmage, the 22. He's able to muscle it out to about the 24. For the Rainbows tonight, Mike Iosua, Louis Funga, Tony Tuioti, and Joe Correa in that defensive front. Kemfort, Ulbrich, and Smith are the linebackers, and the defensive backs are Lejay, Miller, Austin, and Tucker. Ball is given again to Malathon, and Malathon goes nowhere. As the Rainbows very stingy in the beginning. Miles Garner, the defensive tackle. Miles, 6'2", about 315 now. At the start of fall camp, he's about 330.
Miles didn't play much first 2 games. Coaches are liking what he's doing in practice, so they're giving him some reps. And good play there, stuffing the guard and pushing him into the running back.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 25-yard line. Hendricks back to pass with time. Throws. That is complete to Putsier. And Putsier has the first down at the 35-yard line. A comeback pattern. Kemfort and Lejay covering on the play. 10-yard gain. So picking up the first down is Boise State.
On that play, Jim, credit the offensive line. They do a good job of closing the gaps in here and picking up the blitz. by the Rainbows, so then it leaves the defensive backs man on man with the receivers.
First down, they have it at the 35-yard line. Fanucchi and Couture are wide to the near side. Ball is given to Malafon, and he meets stiff resistance at the line of scrimmage. Rainbow's really playing tough in that defensive line. Louis Funga, the freshman, transferring back from UNLV, went to Waipahu High School, 6'3", 308.
Good penetration by the line by Funga, Miles Gardner, Jeff Garner, Yafed Warren, a lot of green jerseys. What you want to see as a defense coordinator is the green jerseys penetrating the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 10. Fanucchi and Putzir are the wide receivers. Single setback, Malafon. Hendricks to throw, big hole. Hendricks to the 40. Hendricks dives to the 42, just short of the first down. That will bring up third down and 2. Nate Jackson, coming back from an injury, making the start tonight. Jackson, the sophomore out of Waianae, and Ulbrich there to make the stop for the Rainbows. They give him forward progress over the 40, just short of the 42-yard line, so it'll bring up a key third down play.
Rainbows have to be real cautious with Bart Hendricks. He's a good running quarterback. You have to, when you rush him, you make sure you're in the right lanes and contain him.
Boise State 11 for 29 and third down conversions. Quick pass, not there. Incomplete, intended for Mike Davison on a look-in pattern. He was double covered. And so Boise State will have to punt it away.
Another big play by Quincy LeJay, knocking the ball out, and Yafed Warren coming up from his linebacker position, getting in between the ball and the receiver.
Jamal Garland deep for the Rainbow Warriors. Number 86 standing back at the Rainbow 20. Jeff Edwards punting, averaging 40.5 yards a punt. So he can boom them. Waiting for the snap from center from Jason Bruce, the long snapper. Fourth down. Wobbly punt coming up is Garland. Takes it at the 23. Garland to the 30. Garland ankle tackled at about the 30-yard line, and all kinds of flags are flying.
I think you had at least 3 or 4 blocking in the backs.
Looked like the 101st Airborne arrived. 10:22 left in the first period. Hawaii leading 7-0. Holding on the Rainbows. So that hurts on that return. You may see that holding on the bottom left part of the screen.
There's the punt. All I know, I don't see it, but there's a lot of flags flying all over the place. The officials definitely saw it.
It was there somewhere. Here's Gene.
Holding on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So they'll move the ball back to the 20-yard line, and the Rainbows will put the ball in play there. Dan Robinson, who on the first series operated out of the shotgun, we'll see if he continues that. Carter, Brooks, Harris, and Stutzman are the wide receivers. They overload the right side. 3 receivers on the right. Handoff to Afatia Thompson. Maybe the line of scrimmage. Maybe.
Good play from the backside by Mike Malloy, coming from the right side of the line of scrimmage and just running the play down.
Mike Malloy credited with the stop.
You see Mike Malloy come from here. There he is, just running the play down. Good play by Mike Malloy.
Malloy from Melrose, Florida, transferred to Boise from Kings River. Second down and 11, ball at the 19. The Rainbows overload the left side. Robinson wants to run. As blocking. Robinson to the 30, to the 36-yard line. Rather to the 31, I should say. And that is very close to the first down. A 12-yard gain for Dan Robinson. Robinson is not the most aesthetically pleasing runner. He's kind of stork-like, but he was loose in the secondary, and that's good enough.
Rainbows are trying to set up the shuffle pass to Afatia Thompson. 68 Malloy again recognizes it, grabs onto Afatia, then makes the best out of it and runs for positive yardage.
Personal foul face mask against the Rainbows. And so the Warriors, they'll have another one stepped off against them. You can see June Jones not exactly happy, not pleased with the way things are going.
15-yard face mask on the offense, enforced from the end of the run, remains. Second down.
And it'll have to be from the end of the play because they're marking it off from where the play ended and going back 10 yards.
Boy, it's huge.
15 yards from where the play ended.
They move it all the way back to the 15.
One of those things at the end of the play, someone gets their hand on a face mask. But they call it a personal foul, not an incidental.
Or there could be an at-risk Brooks on the far sideline. Here come the Rainbows again. This time, it is second down. Again from the shotgun. Given to Apatia Thompson. Thompson goes through a slight hole, bangs it out to the 20. That'll bring up third down. Mike Malloy diagnosing again.
Rainbows put this package in this week. It's trap plays, a simple trap play as if you had two backs in the backfield. They pull the guard, trap the tackle, and Apatia Thompson tries to run inside the guard. On that play, Manly Kanoa pulled, had a good block of Malloy. Apatia Thompson was able to break inside.
Malloy coming off 11 tackles, 8 of them solo against Southern Utah last week. Third down and 10. Rainbows in third down conversion. And they sack Robinson as they blitz. Great blitzing package. Second sack by Boise State in the game. Mike Malloy.
We talked about one of the keys of the game, mental errors. Here the Rainbows break down on coverage. Both the tackle and the running back go for the same guy, leave Malloy alone, and he comes in unblocked.
Damon Schilling is deep for Boise, and again, having to really root it out of there is Chad Schrapp. Boy, the Warriors really had penalties. That's a wobbler. That's losing steam. Taken from the 49-yard line, penalty flag, all the way down inside the 40 to the 38. Schilling may have called for the fair catch. 39-yard punt and an 11-yard return. Or the Rainbows were too close to him when he did make that reception. Interference against Hawaii.
These are the things that June Jones was talking about all week. We need to eliminate these mistakes. You won't be able to get the job done against Boise State and doing these mistakes.
Interference, the opportunity to catch the ball. That penalty is declined.
Another
First
penalty
down.
comes at an untimely instant here in the first period. 7:41 left. 7-0 Rainbow.
Like your ultimate,
Say it.
steady cheese burger.
Go! Your ultimate cheeseburger.
Hot.
Yes, we are.
We won't make it till you order it. Our best ultimate cheeseburger ever. Now at Jack in the Box.
In 1964, Panasonic began bringing us wonderful new things for our lives in Hawaii. For 35 years now, they've been making our lives easier, slimmer, happier, cooler, more memorable, more capable, and far more entertaining. Combining new technologies with Panasonic innovation and excellence, we move into an exciting future. Panasonic, riding the digital way into the new millennium.
I'm also Yamanoha this week on Sports Sunday Hawaii, a behind-the-scenes look at Rainbow football done in a way only K5, the home team, can.
All right, offense, let's put together a drive. Let's get us a touchdown. Let's go.
That's Sports Sunday Hawaii this Sunday night at 10:30, right after News 8 at 10.
Parenting teenagers can be a real problem. Coming up Monday on NBC Hawaii Today, we'll tell you about a program to help you survive the teen years.
That plus the latest news, weather, and traffic to get your week started off just right.
Coming up on Monday.
We'll see you then.
This presentation of the Rainbow Football Network is sponsored by Budweiser Beechwood Age for a crisp, clean, classic taste. First down for Boise State. Excellent opportunity. Outstanding field position. Ball is given to Malathong. Malathong is hit by Kemfort, still struggling. And finally, Kemfort gets some help from his friends. Line of scrimmage being the 37-yard line, and the ball was carried to approximately the 33. We'll see where they put it. Malathong will go out. So we'll see who's in the game for Boise State. Wingfield, by the way, who got blasted on that special teams on the kickoff, is back in. Gavin Reed, number 29, is a single setback. Ball is fake to Reed. Catch, thrown, and complete. Nate Jackson made the stop. Ball was complete to Robbie Snelling. He's from Fernie, California. 11-yard gain.
Good play fake by Bart Hendricks there. The play fake forcing everybody to come inside, and he buys himself time and finds Schilling's all open.
First down. Ball at the 23 of the Rainbow. Ball is given up the middle to Gavin Reed. Reed progresses inside the 20-yard line. Reed from Duarte, California. Red-shirted last year because of academics. That was his 12th rush of this season. Reed has played offense, defense, special teams, and he did it last week against Southern Utah. So he's a very versatile running back. Gain on the play of 5. Ball at the 18. Second down and 5 for Boise State. 7-0 Rainbow Warriors. Hendricks turns, gets it again. Big hole to the 10 to Reed. And that's a first down. Yafet Warren finally stopped the progress. 8-yard gain.
Good blocking up front by number 61, the right guard, Jeremy Mankins, and the right tackle, Keith Dilford. There you're going to see the hole just break in there, and he cuts in. Good block there by 61, giving Gavin Reed a lot of running room.
You can see that the Rainbows have been very porous when defending in the red zone. Wingfield is flanked out to the far side. Holbrook, the middle linebacker there to make the stop. Correa, almost incredibly when you think about it, was the quarterback for St. Louis some years ago, and now he's the defensive end.
You see his injured hand, has it in a soft cast.
Second down, ball at the 10. Kutcher and Wingfield are the wide receivers. Whistle blows on the snap of the ball.
Few people on the left side of the line of scrimmage moving for Boise State. Willie Van Gorder and the tight end, Davidson.
Here's referee Gene.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains, second down.
Jim, someone else who's being tested for the Rainbows on defense at right end is Matt Paul, leading tackle and linebacker last year, playing right end right now.
Paul making the transition from linebacker, as you said, to defensive line. Kutcher and Davidson are the wide receivers. In motion is Reed. Ball is kept by the quarterback, Hendricks. Hendricks throws into the end zone, touchdown, Davidson. And Davidson caught that ball in a vacant lot. He was all alone. 14-yard touchdown pass from Hendricks to Davidson. For Davidson, that is his first catch of the season. And it is a touchdown. Another good Hendricks, that is his third touchdown pass.
Another good play fake by Hendricks. Buys him time because the linebackers freeze and it allows the receiver to get behind everyone.
Brett Thompson is in to try to tie it. It is kicked, and it is good. 4:48 left to play in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 from Aloha.
Time. We keep it, we measure it, we never have quite enough of it. How can we save more of it while we're keeping up with the speed of life? Bang bank on the convenience of cash connections everywhere with American Savings Bank. You're in touch with your money around the clock in no time. In the journey called life, time is what you make it. And we're here with everything it takes to help you make the most of it.
You know, there's an easier way to get a free Hawaiian Airlines Hilo Hattie t-shirt. Just fly Hawaiian Airlines, and you'll get a coupon you can redeem at Hilo Hattie. Hawaiian Airlines, Wings of the Islands.
Boise State scoring drive, 37 yards in 6 plays, 2 minutes and 53 seconds of elapsed time. 14-yard touchdown pass from Bart Hendricks to Mike Davison.
The key there, Jim, is 37 yards because of the penalties on the offensive side that pushes the ball back and gives the Broncos great field position to start with.
Evidence is abundant that the Rainbows certainly have hurt themselves in this first quarter because of penalties. Jamal Garland and D. Miller deep. Brett Thompson kicking off for Boise State. Ball is taken by Garland at the goal line. Garland gets a block and room at the 20, at the 30. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Good return. GTE Hawaiian Tel proudly continues its support of the University of Hawaii General Scholarship Fund by honoring a player from each team in tonight's game. GTE Hawaiian Tel bringing you high-speed access to the internet with the latest ADSL technology. Ask me what ADSL means.
What does ADSL mean?
Somebody knows. First down from the 34. And from the shotgun. Robinson looking, throws, incomplete. That ball was intended for Stutzman. He was double covered on that particular play. That'll bring up second down and 10. Rainbows seem to be working on the inside, the shorter patterns for the receiver.
They're trying to stretch that field horizontally now, trying to try to force the safeties of the Broncos to play wider instead of playing more in the middle of the field. And then if you could do that, then you can take it on top in the middle.
Robinson has yet to complete a pass in tonight's game, as you can see. Atras Brooks has come back into the game. He is flanked out to the far side. Triple wide receiver to the right. Alpatia Thompson back in the shotgun with Robinson. Robinson looks, throws. That is complete to Stutzman. He goes nowhere. Stutzman is grasped by Brian Johnson, 6'1" senior from Pocatello, Idaho. And Johnson able to wrestle him to the turf. Brian Johnson, second in team tackles coming into this game with 17. He blocked a field goal last week against Southern Utah.
One of our keys of the game for the Broncos is to make good open field tackles there. That play is designed for Stutzman to run another 5'6", but Brian Johnson, good open field tackle on Greg Stutzman.
We'll bring up third down and a long 8 for the Warriors. Again from the shotgun is Robinson. Here comes the blitz. Robinson throws, and falling down was Stutzman. That'll bring up fourth down.
That's the second time. First Shannon Harris, now Greg Stutzman falling as they make their break for the football.
So Robinson, coming off a 452-yard performance and 4 touchdowns last week, is a paltry 1 for 5 in this game. Trout in to do the punting. 49 yards and 39 yards. Schilling deep for Boise State. Schilling, no fair catch. Takes it at the 13. Schilling trying to get outside. Breaks a tackle on the sidelines and runs out of bounds, and we have a penalty flag on the Warriors.
It's on the punter, Chad Stroud. Hitting someone, clearly he's out of bounds. The fans don't think so, but he was out of bounds. Now the Broncos got a break because there was at least 2 clippings before that the officials did not call.
51-yard punt, 20-yard return. personal foul against the Rainbows of Hawaii, and they keep shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, they're hopping around here.
You're going to see 99. Punters don't do this, but this Chad Stroud is a big punter. Just lays the guy out where he's clearly out of bounds.
I mean, there was no doubt about that penalty. No doubt at all. Schilling had stepped out. He was clearly out of bounds, and here comes Stroud.
Personal foul. They hit out of bounds on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Now the crowd here upset because they thought they should get some illegal blocking penalties early in that return. Flag didn't fly then, but it surely, and for good reason, flew with the hit by Stroud. Ball is given up the middle to Reed, and Reed able to power his way from the line of scrimmage, the 45, close to midfield. So Boise State has found a way up the field with consistency, and that's just to pound it out on the ground.
They're giving the Rainbows a lot of look on that play, double tight end. You see Jeff Aldrich filling, taking on the guard and making a good tackle. But again, not enough penetration by the defensive line.
Kutsier and Wingfield are the wide receivers. Reed, single setback. It is Reed. Reed first down and more. Inside the 45. For the Rainbow 42, and the Rainbows just giving up these yards on the ground. Remember, they came into this game, and it is a gigantic concern. They gave up 1,026 yards in total offense, 513 average.
Again, another good block by number 61, right in the middle of the screen. The right guard, Mankins, opening up a hole for the running back. And the Rainbows have to watch now. They're setting themselves up for a play-action pass play.
First down. Ball at the 42-yard line of the Rainbows. Hendricks to throw. Hendricks may run. Hendricks gets away from Matt Paul to the 35-yard line.
We talked about this at the beginning of the game, Jim. With Hendricks, if you miss him, he's a great athlete. He will hurt you running the football. There, Matt Paul has him, allows him to slip through his hands, but not enough green jerseys around helping Matt Paul. Hendricks able to turn it into a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, Matt Paul had no help that time. Second down, long 4. Ball at the 36-yard line of the Rainbow. Hendricks, wide receivers left and right. Single setback. Ball is given to Reed. Turns the corner and is belted out of bounds by Shondell Tucker at the corner. Coming up from the corner, just short of the first down. That'll bring up third down and short yardage. Hawaii scoring first in this game. An electrifying 55-yard interception return by Lejay. And that was Quincy's second interception return for a touchdown this season. He had a 21-yarder against USC. That came with 13:06 left to play. But Boise State has come back, 14-yard touchdown pass. And they're marching again. This is Reed. Bumps, runs into Ulbrich. And he may not have gotten the first down.
Maybe short by about a foot. Good penetration there by number 99, Louis Funga. Getting into the backfield, taking on the blocks, and allowing 44 to make the play. See, good penetration here, and then Jeff's able to step up and make the play and stop the forward progress of the running back.
So a fourth down conversion. Boise State is perfect in fourth down conversions this season. They are 2 for 2. Fourth down, short yardage. Reed, a single setback. Hendricks with a long count. Maybe trying to draw Hawaii offside. Hendricks is hit by Ulbrich. It will be close, but apparently he does have the first down. And for good measure, a penalty flag comes flying in.
They do have the first down. That is because of Bart Hendricks just fighting for that yardage.
Face mask on Hawaii, another penalty. Boy, the Rainbows, this is amazing. They have gone, something has happened. They continually are doing this.
Five-yard face mask on the defense results in a first down.
Calling an incidental face mask, but that's just enough for a first down.
First down, Boise State. The ball is now resting on the Hawaii 27-yard line. First and 10 for the Broncos. Davison to the far side along with Putsier. Fanucchi is flanked to the near side. Reed, the single setback. First and 10 from the 27. Kicking the ball is Hendricks. Did his knee touch? It did. It rained here at Aloha Stadium about 2 hours before the game, and it could be a little slippery, but it appeared as if his ankle turned, and down he went.
And what happened? Gavin Reed hit his ankle. And the 29 hit the quarterback's ankle, Hendricks, and he went down.
Second down and 17. The ball back at the 34-yard line. Davison and Putsier to the far side. To the near side is Billy Wingfield. Now, that will end the first quarter. We are even after 1. 7 for the Rainbow Warriors, 7 for the Broncos of Boise.
Enter today to win one of 12 Las Vegas trips from your Carmine and Pizza Hut and K5, the home team. Enter at
Garnier's helmet here on the Rainbow sideline, and that AW on the back of the helmet, that commemorates Alexander Waterhouse, the founder and past chairman of the Nakoa Football Booster Club, who passed away in March. And if you go across the field, there's a special sticker on the back of the Bronco helmets, and that is the number 95, and that is in memory of Paul Reyna. He was a freshman, true freshman defensive tackle for the Broncos, and he suffered a head injury, severe head injury during camp in August, and he later passed away from that injury. So some very special people being remembered down here on the field tonight.
Swing pattern, and the ball completes to Dave Stahelski. Stahelski out of Marysville, Washington. That's his 10th reception of the season. He had a touchdown catch of 43 yards against Southern Utah last week. Short gain on the play. Ball just inside the 30-yard line. That'll bring up third down and 13. And third down conversions, Boise State is 1 for 4. Boise State has 84 yards in total offense at the end of the first quarter. The Rainbows -2.
Solve your problem, start at the top. RSI Roofing Supply.
RSI Roofing Supply is here to solve your roofing problems by helping you find the right products and the right contractor for your roofing needs. And that means earning your trust. For more than 16 years, we've been Hawaii's resource center for roofing products and information. When your roof needs help, trust the roofing experts. RSI Roofing Supply.
Solve your problem, start at the top. RSI Roofing Supply.
Foodland Scholar Athlete of the Week, University of Hawaii women's volleyball player Veronica Lima. Veronica achieved a 3.25 GPA while majoring in information computer science. Congratulations to Veronica Lima. Third down 13, the ball at the 30-yard line for Boise State. Tied at 7 just into the second period of this game. Hendricks to throw. Steps up, throws long off the hands of Jeb Putsier. A post pattern. That'll bring up fourth down. They may have a field goal try here.
Good coverage again by Quincy LeJay, and getting help from the inside by his free safety, Nate Jackson. Putsier trying to run a post pattern. There's LeJay on his back, and Nate Jackson coming over the top.
Brett Thompson 0 for 1 in field goals this season. They put the ball at the 37. This is a 47-yard that kick, struggling, and it is not good. So Hawaii thwarts Boise State early in the second period, and they will take over. 14:21 left in the first half. A 7-7 tie.
Jim, last week Rainbows had rhythm on their offense. Right now there's just a lack of rhythm because they're beating themselves with turnovers. With mistakes and penalties. Need to get back into the rhythm, especially number 9, Dan Robinson.
Robinson has been sacked twice. Robinson has completed only 1 of 5. They have not had a long pass pattern. Dan Robinson has to step up here. Robinson with Tom. Goes long at the sideline for Brooks. Pushing going on. That ball incomplete. That pattern did not have, you talk about rhythm, that pattern didn't seem to really be developed going up the near sideline.
I think a lot of the problem is because good coverage by their best cover man, Dempsey D's, covering Atris Brooks. Good job of covering, staying in the inside hip of Atris Brooks, and then looking up for the football when Atris looks for the football.
D's second team All Big West, number 41 for Boise State. He has 2 interceptions already this season. Again from the shotgun. Rainbows have been in the shotgun the whole game. Ball is given on the inside handoff. Apatia Thompson bounces outside, has the first down. Now running up the sideline, the 40 of Boise State, and down to the 32-yard line. Shenard Hartz finally corralled him. Oh, that's the run of the season for Apatia Thompson. 38-yard run.
Afatia means hit by a hurricane in Samoan, and on that play he ran like he was hitting other people with the hurricane. Good block up front by Adrian Clem, number 63, and Andy Phillips opening the draw play for Afatia Thompson.
Now the Rainbows, excellent field position. Dwight Carter is flanked to the far side. Atris Brooks to the near side. Harris and Stutzman are slanted. Ball is given to Brooks in the air for grabs. It's intercepted. Picked off by Shenard Hartz up the near sideline, and Hartz tumbled to the turf at the 42-yard line. So for Hartz, that's his first interception. And for Dan Robinson, that's his 4th interception of the season.
There, Atris Brooks has the ball in his hands, bounces out, little tip drill, and Hartz, concentrating on the football, comes up with the interception. Defensive backs work on that very drill, tipping the ball. Atris Brooks had the ball, it bounced out of his hand.
Boise State with 1 turnover. That was that 55-yard interception return by Lejay. And now Hawaii with 1 turnover. The ball is given for Reed. Reed tries the near sideline. And the Rainbows able to meet him at the pass. Yaphet Warren, the linebacker, senior, off of Seattle, Washington, and a transfer to the University of Hawaii from the University of Idaho. And Idaho State, the big rivals of Boise State. Second down, long yardage, second, and we'll say 9. Putsier and Wingfield are the wide receivers. Hendricks throws, that's complete to Putsier at midfield, short of the first down. And Putsier on a good comeback pattern. Putsier from Eagle, Idaho, 6'5", 224-pounder, so he's a load to bring down. For Putsier, that's his 4th reception of the season. Move to tight end, from tight end to wide receiver in the split. That calls him a big target receiver. No kidding. Single coverage on Putsier. Quincy Lejay, 3rd down 3 from midfield. Hendricks looking, throws, Putsier. Spins by Lejay. He's open at the 30. Putsier at the 25. Finally, Ulbrich slams him to the turf inside the 25-yard line at the 23. And another penalty flag comes fluttering to the turf. 27-yard gain for Putsier. Rainbow Warriors had single coverage, and Putsier able to turn the ball to the inside by Quincy Lejay. And he was romping through the secondary.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense. Half of this is the goal line, automatic, first down.
Rainbow's running a blitz, so Lejay's playing 5 yards off. A quick little pass to Putsier, makes a good move on Lejay. Jeff Ulbrich trying to chase him down and finally catches him right there. And somewhere in between there, they called a personal foul on the Rainbow.
I did not see it. And Jim Jones did not see it. And he's questioning that call. That's half the distance to the goal. And an automatic first down. They have the ball at the 12-yard line. Boise State. Wingfield and Davison are the wide receiver. Single setback is Gavin Reed. Short drop. Throw. That is complete to the tight end, Snelling. Check that, not Snelling, but Dave Stahelski. And Stahelski able to move it 2 just outside the 5-yard line. Boise State really opening up that offense now. Short passes are driving the Rainbow defenders crazy. 7-7 tie. 11:32 left to play in the first half. Boise State knocking on the door. Hendricks, the quarterback, comes out in a double tight end formation. Reed and Swan are in the backfield behind it. Ball is given to Reed. Reed stumbled for a bit, then regained his balance and is able to probe that secondary all the way down to approximately the 3, perhaps the 2-yard line. Jeff Ulbrich again making the stop. So Boise State now, as the ball is placed at the 2, very close to a first down. That's 3rd down and inches for the first down. And Boise State 3rd down and 2 yards to go to take the lead in this game. Wingfield to the far side. Again, the double tight end. And going for the first down is Hendricks. Hendricks, I believe, has the first down. He's able to get to the 1. Miles Garner. And again, Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich being called upon again and again in this game.
They're going to measure.
But the penalties certainly have just wreaked havoc with the Rainbow offense and even the defense tonight. Should have the first down, I believe.
It's a first down. Broncos doing a good job offensively, mixing it up. Double tight end set, running to a 3-receiver set, 1 back in the backfield. Trying to keep the Rainbow defense off balance.
So we'll see what Boise does now. As you look at Dirk Cutter in his 2nd year at Boise State. Again, the double tight end. Single setback is Reed. Now Swan as the fullback or blocking back. Offset to the right. Hendricks, 1st and goal to go. Reed didn't get in. Rainbow's able to string him out. That was Nate Jackson, number 12. Jackson with a probing defense, along with Louis Funga.
See, the job of the defensive line is to tie up the offensive line at the line of scrimmage. They do a good job there and allows Nate Jackson and the linebackers to fill in hard, unblocked.
Jackson fought off Shea Swan and was able to make the stop. No gain on the play. 2nd down, goal to go. Reed cozies up behind Hendricks. Swan still there as the blocking back, double tight end. It is Reed. Touchdown. Boise State takes the lead with 9 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first half. And the Broncos lead at 13-7. Brett Thompson will come in and try the extra point.
On that play, the Broncos just show a lot of power, run it to their left. They motion their fullback 4C there. He picks up Jackson, and Reed's able to bounce it in the inside.
For Reed, that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. The extra point is blocked. It is picked up. Picked up by Mike Iosua. And, Mike Iosua blocked it. And Nate Jackson, I believe, picked it up for Hawaii. It's 13-7.
As an allergist, I see a lot of patients with asthma.
Steals of the century on all remaining 99s in stock, including the hot new Turbo Beetle. Drop by your Hawaii Volkswagen dealer today. 13-6. Boise State over the Rainbows. The Rainbows really have been hurt by penalties. 3 personal foul penalties. And Boise State, 57 yards in 8 plays. They were aided by a personal foul penalty. They really positioned them well. Thompson kicking off. Short kick, very short. And bounces taken on the 11-yard line by D. Miller. And Miller gets only to the 15. So the Rainbow Warriors, who have been in that shotgun this whole game, and it has not really served them well. Robinson is only 1 for 7, 2 yards, and 1 interception. What a stark contrast to what he was last week. They come out again in the shotgun. Boise showing blitz. They do not. Robinson throws. That's complete to Stutzman to the 20. Stutzman rolling to the 24-yard line. So Craig Stutzman comes up with his 14th reception of the season.
And this play is designed for Craig Stutzman to run with the football after he catches it, and he does a good job here of breaking a tackle. Good pass, throw, catch by Stutzman. Then he makes a little move, keeps his feet, and gets another 4 yards.
He was 7 for 62 yards in receiving and a touchdown last week against Eastern Illinois. Second down and less than a yard for the first down. Again from the shotgun. Robinson gives the ball to keeps it, throws it to Stutzman, and Stutzman gets to the 36. Great fake that time by Robinson. And then he found Stutzman again. Casey Fisher, number 26, finally diagnosed it. In fact, Fisher diagnosed the play quicker than I did. 13-yard gain.
Last time Rainbows attempted this play, they gave it to Afatia Thompson. He ran for 38 yards. They're good fake. See number 44 there, bites just enough, gives enough bites on the play, just enough so Dan can get to the perimeter.
It was only the second first down for the Rainbows in the first half. Carter is to the left, Laley to the right. Robinson looking for Carter, now throws and almost picked off. Boy, he threw that ball right into the hands of Kareem Williams.
Looking for, again, number 2 sitting in the curl pattern, Stutzman.
First primary receiver on that particular play was Carter up the sideline. And then he checked off Carter. But when he did throw the ball, he threw it right at the defender.
There you see it. You see that little pump as it changes, and that's just enough for Kareem Williams to adjust himself also.
Carter and Harris are to the far side. Stutzman and Laley, the receiver, to the near side. Second down and 10 from the 37 for the Rainbows. Robinson. Sideline pattern. That's complete to Stutzman. Curling back to the inside. Short of the first down. That'll bring up third down and 2. Making the stop on the play was Zach Weber from Garnerville, Nevada. Went to Sacramento Community College. 6'3", 214, the junior. Third down and 2. The Rainbows in third down conversions 0 for 3 in this first half. Their offense just has not yielded much at all. Big play here to keep the drive going. Again from the shotgun. No blitz. Robinson throws. That's complete to Carter. Carter at midfield, and Carter out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Boise State. Damian Schilling and Shenard Hartz double teamed him there. First down for the Rainbows, and that's the first time that the Rainbows have converted on third down. 8:15 left to play in the first half.
So what June Jones and the offensive brain trust of the Rainbows is trying to do is stretch the Broncos horizontally. Twice they threw into the hash to Stutzman, now hitting Carter in the flat.
Dwight Carter is flanked to the left. Single coverage on Dwight Carter. Triple wide receiver to the right. First down from the 47. Robinson looking right. Throws, sideline pattern. He wants Laley, and Laley cannot hold on up the near sideline. That time, Robinson never looked back to the left. Never looked for Carter in single coverage.
See, what they're doing is the Broncos put a lot of confidence in Dempsey D, so the free safety's helping the other corner. They got single coverage here. The free safety's going to the other half, so they're throwing it to the wideout where the free safeties are running away from. But that is a good cover guy, number 41, Dees. The best cover guy for the Broncos. Twice you see him, good coverage.
Yeah, they've tested him twice, and the Rainbows have come away with nothing. Second down and 10 from the 47 of Boise State. Hawaii trailing now, 13-7. Robinson, inside handoff to Afatia Thompson, and Thompson is pummeled at about the line of scrimmage, turns and keeps his legs going for a short gain. Weber and Johnson there to make the stop for Boise State.
Good job by Weber filling the gap. Zach Weber on that play again, running a little trap play, pulling Manly Kanoa, the right guard, 76. Weber comes underneath the block and makes a good play on Afatia.
Third down and 8. Ball at the 46. Harris in motion. Look out. Robinson in trouble. Robinson trying to get away. Still free. Now throws. It is a dying duck. And the ball caught out of bounds by Dwight Carter.
Kareem Williams hits Dan Robinson just as he throws the football. June Jones encouraging his offensive receivers to come back to the football. He's saying, come back to the football. Why are you all running deep? Just come back for the football.
7:18 left to play in the first half.
It's like when you're playing at the park. You know, the guy scrambling, you run it, you just find the spot that's open.
Chad Trout into the punter. Damian Chilling deep for Boise State. Trout called for a personal foul penalty last time that he punted. Oh, what a punt. Chilling will let it drop. Drops on the one, goes into the end zone. 45-yard punt. No return. Boise State will put the ball in play at the 20-yard line. They lead 13-7. And if you want to describe the Rainbow offense so far in this game, it has sputtered.
Now at 7-Eleven, fresh steamed roast duck Manapua. Plus, enjoy our char siu and curry chicken. Manapua, 85 cents on Oahu, 99 cents neighbor islands. Exclusively at 7-Eleven, 12-ounce long neck bottles of Osippy natural soda, 99 cents every day. Buy 6 20-ounce cups of Royal Kona hot coffee at $1.05 with our frequent buyer's card, and the 7th cup is free.
The perfect area rug. 200 square feet of carpet. The wallpaper you've always wanted. A window covering to cast soft light. An Eagle expert to help you design it. And you're ready to move into your new world headquarters. Eagle Hardware and Garden. More of everything.
Get twice the light from Sylvania. See soft white bulbs now in the special buy one, get one free 4-pack. Sylvania, every day at Eagle.
In 1966, the Star Trek saga began. 33 years later, the story is far from over. Star Trek Voyager.
Wednesday night at 8 on K-Pop, the home team. Go inside the game with Rainbow Warrior head coach June Jones on The Coaches Show. Friday at 6:30 on K5, the home team.
First down for Boise State. They lead 13-7 as we resume here at Aloha Stadium. 7:10 left to play in the first half. Fanucchi and Putsier are the wide receivers. Hendricks back to pass, throws. Oh, out in front is Fanucchi. He has it at midfield. It's a horse race, but oh, they say he stepped out of bounds at the 44. Sideline and up pattern. And Shondell Tucker was left in the wake. 36-yard gain for Boise State.
Fanucchi, good at Hendricks. Shondell Tucker biting on the down and out. Fanucchi turns it up and steps out of bounds right there.
Ball at the Rainbow 44. Fanucci and Putsier are the wide receivers. Single setback is Malathon back in the game. He was the starter. 1st and 10 for Boise State. Malathon turns the corner, bumped out of bounds by Nate Jackson. Boise State beginning to really seize the game now, dominate on offense, and really put the pressure on the Rainbow Warriors. Rainbow Warrior offense has been ineffective to say the least, and the defense has been porous. And what has not helped are inopportune penalties that have really hurt on both sides of the ball throughout this first half. But Boise State has it working now. 2nd down and 4. Hendricks gives the ball to Malathon. Very close to the first down as he cracks inside the 35-yard line. Joe Correa going for a ride, the defensive end.
Like you said, Jim, with this pressure defense that the Rainbows are trying to run, you want to get the opponent into a 3rd and long situation. The Broncos are gaining 5-6 yards on first down by just running the football. On that first down carry, Gavin Reed runs for 7 yards just right around the corner.
Third, less than a yard for the first down. Hendricks, Malathong. And Malathong wrestled to the AstroTurf, but he has the first down. 6:11 left. And so Boise State very content to keep it on the ground. Mix up passing when they need to. But the clock ticking. And this drive becoming inexorable. Putsier and Davidson are flanked to the near side. Hendricks, the quarterback, from the Rainbow, 34. And we have a penalty flag.
Yeah, the right guard Mankins moving before the ball snaps. And we mentioned as one of the keys to the game, the ball control offense by the Broncos, and they are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains, first down.
Number 61, the right tackle there, Mankins, can't do that. Up to now, he's been having a flawless game blocking up front.
Oh, yes. Jeremy Mankin, 6'5", 315-pound senior from Houston, California. Bench presses 455 pounds. First and 15. They lay the ball off to Malathong. What a block. Out in front. And he will score. That was just easy. That was just easy. 2 blocks and no help in the secondary. And Malathong running along in a green pasture, enjoying the view. 39 yards.
Rainbow's running a blitz. Everyone penetrating the middle. Great play to call off that blitz. They just dump it off to Malathong in the flat. Good block by their leader on the offensive line, Keith Dilfer, blocking on the flat, and then it's just a foot race into the end zone. But a perfect play called against that defense.
So Davey Malathong, 5'10", 187-pound redshirt junior from Merced, California. Redshirted last year. That's his first touchdown of the season.
It looks like the Broncos are going to go for 2, being that they got that previous kick block.
So apparently someone is bleeding.
Boise State, second
and that was
charge.
Hendricks. They're
Team
going to have to
timeout.
stop the bleeding before they send him back in. 5:32 left. Boise State in control.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
Since 1954, when we opened the first long store in downtown Honolulu, people have made the difference.
32 left in this first half. And that, you remember that gloomy cloud that we were talking about? It has reappeared. Even though it's nighttime, it has reappeared over the Rainbow Warriors. They are going to go for 2. Hendricks, the quarterback, looking into the end zone, throws, and it's batted away by Shondell Tucker. It was intended for Mike Davison. So it remains 19-7 in favor of Boise State. Watch how easy Malathong, after he turns the corner, has it. I mean, there's nobody around him.
Great
There's
block
the block
there by Dilford.
Another block.
Another block downfield, and it's gone. And that's Mankins again blocking downfield. Good blocking by that right side of that line of scrimmage. The right guard and right tackle.
Get Hawaii Rainbow team profile, stats, highlights, and more when you log on to KHNL.com. Sponsored by Aloha Airlines. Expect more from Aloha Airlines. Now the Rainbows have to play catch-up. They know what they have to do here in the first half, but that offense just has not shown any sign of consistency at all in this first half. The only bright spot for the Rainbows, of course, 55-yard interception return for a touchdown by Quincy Leger. That has been it. Jamal Garland is deep. 2 returns, 53 yards. His best return, 34 yards. Thompson will kick off. Waiting for it is Garland. Takes it at the 3. Garland still on his feet at the 25. And Garland is down at the 27, and we have another penalty flag.
These officials are going to start getting a rash reaching into their pockets so much.
Getting a rash.
Right? Say, hey, give me some Vaseline. I'm getting a rash reaching into my head.
Holding on the Rainbows, another penalty. Backs them up. It's almost uncanny how many penalties have come at the most inopportune times for the Rainbow Warriors. They're backed up again.
And it'll drive this guy right here nuts. Because that is just personal discipline half the time. Especially with 3 personal fouls.
On the receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
When you get a personal foul as a player, it basically it just shows a general lack of caring a lot of times.
Rainbows have been penalized 6 times for 67 yards in this first half. Carter and Lele are the wide receivers, and again from the shotgun. For Robinson. Robinson looks, that's complete to Lele out of Radford High School. Lele is hit out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Dempsey Dees making the play, but the Rainbows able to get 13 yards out of that and a first down. 5:15 left to play in the first half.
You see some of the defensive front, Joel Carrera, Tony Tuioti.
First down from the 30-yard line now for Hawaii. Robinson looks, throws over the middle, complete to Stutzman. Spinning, Stutzman still on his feet. And that's good enough for another first down. 2 first downs in a row, 12-yard game. That time by the Rainbow Warriors. Ross Ferris there to make the stop. Ferris out of Glens Ferry, Idaho.
Good blocking up front. Afatia Thompson picking up the blitz. Stutzman is quick. He's very quick. He'll make you miss. He will very rarely will he take a shot head on.
Rainbows need some success here. They trail 19-7. For the first time from the T formation, they come out of the shotgun. Robinson gives it on a delay to Afatia Thompson. And Afatia goes nowhere. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That was diagnosed immediately by Brian Johnson, the middle linebacker out of Pocatello, Idaho.
Yeah, the middle linebacker in this defense, or one of the middle linebackers in this defense, his first job is to look for draw. Once the quarterback passes the draw point, then you drop back into coverage. On that play, Brian Johnson, 34, stayed there, saw the draw, and filled the hole.
Rainbows come out second down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Back into the shotgun. Robinson looking for Carter, and that ball batted away by Mike Malloy.
Another penalty on the play.
Against Hawaii. Boy, Mike Malloy really playing himself a great first half. Referee Gene Semko.
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalties declined. Third down.
There you see Murray lifting up his hand, getting it high, and what a good defensive lineman will do is just lift up one hand and use the other hand to lift yourself off the offensive lineman to get height.
Rainbows 1 for 5 in third down conversions. And it's third down here. 3rd and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Robinson again to throw. Has time. Throws long for Lele. Lele cannot hold it at the 11-yard line. And no penalty flags. Covered on the play was Quentin Michael, 5'10", redshirt freshman.
And Coach Jones wants interference. Basically working the officials right now, and says that the defensive back had the back leg of Lele.
Lele had the step. 4th down. The Rainbows will have to punt it away.
Regardless, he had the ball in his hands also. It was a drop pass. Another drop pass by the Rainbow.
Schilling is deep for Boise. Trout. Low snap. And this is a wobbler. Comes up the field, takes a bounce inside the 20, and goes out of bounds, they say, at the 14-yard line. Take a look at this pass play again. 44-yard punt, by the way, by Shrout.
There's Lele, Michael. See, right there, it gets to a point, at that point, that's a close call, but it gets to a point, he's laying on the back leg of Lele, not playing the football, but actually trying to tackle Lele before he gets the football. But the ball still hits Lele in his hands.
3:51 left to play in the first half. 19-7, Boise State. Hendricks throws, sideline pattern, and overthrows it into the Hawaii bench. Jeff Kutsier was the intended receiver. Shondell Tucker covering on the play. Stops the clock with 3:46 left. As you look at Bart Hendricks, 10 of 14, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Very productive first half. Good Cutter, the head coach of Boise State. Kutsier and Wingfield. And a penalty flag.
Offsides on the Broncos, number 85, their tight end Snellings.
See if they call him for the false start.
Prior to snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains, second down.
Second down and 15. Ball back inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Ball is given to Malathong. Malathong trying to cut back over the middle. Gets out to the 13, perhaps the 14. Joe Correa, number 6, out of Pearl City. And Miles Garner, number 77, out of San Jose, California, there to make the tackle for the Rainbows. Malathong looking for a quick place to tie his shoe, put his shoe back on. There you see Boise State third down conversions in this first half. They are 4 for 8. The Rainbows, by contrast, 1 for 6. Hendricks to throw. Lays it off. That is complete to Brock Forsey. And Forsey is tackled by Yafet Warren. That's short of the first down, and Boise will have to punt it away.
That's a big play by Yafet Warren because he goes around the blockers. Forsey has a lot of interference in front of him, but Yafet Warren goes around and just hangs on and brings down the fullback in the open field. Good play by Yafet Warren.
Now Garland calling for a timeout. Rainbows will take a timeout here, stopping the clock at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. So during this week, the Rainbows knew that they were going to be up against a team that disguised their blitzes very, very well, that blitzed in patterns that were well disguised. And so far, I think that Boise State has been able to really confuse the Hawaii offense. They have just shut down any kind of consistency that Hawaii has had, and evidence is the score, 19-7. Let's go down to Brooks Bear.
And Jim, you know when teams come to Hawaii, they always face a myriad of distractions. There's the sun, the beach, and all the nightlife in Hawaii. Well, there's apparently a new distraction that these guys have to deal with. Yesterday, after practice in Manoa, the Boise State football team took 2 busloads of players, and they went to the Diamond Head Studios to watch the filming of Baywatch Hawaii. Now I ask you, say you're a 19, 20-year-old young man playing football. You come out here and your coach says, all right, guys, it's either Pearl Harbor or Baywatch, Hanauma Bay or Baywatch. What do you do?
That's a good question. I've been offered a part on the Baywatch. That of the victim.
I had the part, but I can't swim.
Fourth down. Kicking will be Jeff Edwards, standing back at the 1-yard line. Edwards kicks a line drive. It bounces and bounces to Garland. Garland trying to get to the outside. Garland circles back inside the 45 to the 41. You would think that the Rainbows would have good field position, but just let us reiterate here, there are penalty flags.
It almost gets to a point for the Rainbows for the return. They should just fair catch and stop right there.
Holding against Hawaii.
And I know Coach McKnight, the special team coach, works with his players on what the block is. Don't block in the back, don't hold. But it seems consistently they get this call.
Holding on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
See Garland catching it on a hop right there. That's holding. When you can't recognize the number on the jersey, that's holding.
D. Miller called for the holding. Rainbows have now been penalized 7 times for 77 yards. By contrast, Boise State 3 times for 16 yards. First down for the Warriors of Hawaii. 2:20 left to play in the first half. And again from the shotgun is Dan Robinson. Robinson lays it off. Carter coming back. Carter trying to get a block. Gets to the outside, and then he gets blasted by the defensive charge. Carter tried to get a block by Andy Phillips, and Phillips got there late, and that hung up Carter. He had to fend for himself against the pursuit.
Good job by that man, number 98, Bobby Hammer. They're running the wide receiver screen. There you see Phillips, 68, a little late. Now Carter's on his own here because the interference, the other green jerseys are way upfield.
Gain on the play of 1. Ball at the 44. Robinson steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Channon Harris on a crossing pattern. That'll bring up third down, long yardage, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in a very frustrating first half for the Rainbow Warriors. I mean, it was like sweetness and light last week after the first victory. But tonight, the gloom is back. Third down and 9 at the 44-yard line. Robinson looking for Carter. Now throws. That's complete at the 41 of Boise State.
Hitting Dwight Carter on a crossing route coming from the far left, coming right across the middle. What helps out, they send the other 2 receivers to the right side deep to take the safeties deep.
14-yard gain for the Rainbows in the first down. That moves it to the Boise State 41. 1:59 left. Rainbows trying to score here in the 2-minute drill. From the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Robinson steps up, throws. That's complete to Leland. Bounces off one man. And finally, Dempsey Dees wedges him along with Ross Ferris. Timeout has been called by the Rainbow Warriors. That's their second timeout here in the first half, so they'll have one more. 1 minute and 37 seconds left in the first half, and Robinson will go over and talk with June Jones. One thing about June Jones, he has been very positive. No matter what the situation is in the game, he is one of those coaches, and I guess all head coaches are like this. They see the big picture. They don't dwell on negatives. Let's take a look at the Subway Rainbow Report. Third-ranked Wahine volleyball team. They remain undefeated with victories over Long Beach State and Colorado. The soccer team defeated Oral Roberts 3-0. Oral, however, played well. Make the smarter choice and head on over to your nearest Subway restaurant today, because now for a limited time, enjoy the tender and lean taste of a regular 6-inch pastrami sub for only $2.99 for a limited time only at participating Subway restaurants. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
One redeeming thing for Coach Jones here, as poorly as his team has played, especially with penalties and inconsistency on offense, if they can score here, they're going down by 5 at halftime.
Carter is flanked to the far side. Lele to the near side. Robinson again from the shotgun. Harrison Stutzman slotted to the inside. Ball is faked to Apatia Thompson. They give it to Stutzman, and he goes nowhere. Ross Ferris showed up in a hurry defensively.
It's going to be about 3rd down and 1 yard.
Rainbow's lining up without a huddle. Now the officials call a timeout.
June Jones wants some measurement.
Yeah.
Smart call here, too. Get your offense kind of refocus.
So Robinson will go over and talk to June Jones again as we take this timeout. 1:29 left. Timeout for the measurement. They'll bring the chains across. Next week, the Rainbows will be on the road. First WAC game of the season and the first road game of the season. That'll be in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas against Southern Methodist. Short of the first down. Robinson continues his conversation with Coach Jones.
Important call here. Do you go just for the first down and let the clock run?
He may take some shots at the end zone here. On 2nd down and short yardage. Carter is flanked to the far side. Single coverage on Carter. That's an opportunity there. And Lele to the near side. Watching Lele is Dempsey Dees. Now they start the clock. From the T formation. Quarterback sneak. First down.
Got the first down that stops the clock in college football. Now they have 4 more downs and 1 timeout.
First and 10 at the 30. 3 wide receivers to the left. Robinson steps up. Throws long for Lele, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Dempsey Dees. Boy, the Rainbows better stay away from Dempsey Dees.
Had great coverage there on Lele. Dan could have helped himself a little by putting a little more air on that football, but great coverage right in the inside hip of the receiver. As Lele reaches back for the football, Dees reaches back for the football.
3rd interception of the season for Dempsey Dees. And this is no problem for Dempsey Dees. That ball was underthrown, and Dempsey able to clutch it. So despite the fact that the Rainbows get a first down, they give it away. Another turnover. 2nd turnover by the University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, both on interceptions. Boy, what a difference in 1 week. From the potency of the offense last week, setting records, to this week. Paltry sums have been registered by that offense. Now Boise State is deep in their own territory at the 1-yard line with 1:02 left. And they just want to run the clock. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. You see the clock in the first half winding down. But it has been a frustrating first half for the Rainbows. They have just bumped along offensively and defensively. They've allowed Boise State to really take control of this game.
You talk about the difference between last week and this week, especially on offense. Sometimes just little things, penalties. Penalties have hurt the Rainbows. Drop passes. Dan Robinson, the offensive line has really settled down from the first series on, because the first 2 series he was sacked twice. He hasn't been sacked yet. But now it's the timing, all the timing. You have to get the timing back. But it's the little things, people dropping balls, people and those little things turn out to be what ends up happening. And I think also the Broncos have a better defense than Eastern Illinois. They have a lot more speed, and they have a guy named Dempsey Dees who's just done a good job on man-on-man coverage on the wideouts.
So Robinson knows that he has had a very difficult first half. 10 of 23 for only 89 yards and 2 interceptions. And Robinson, with those deep, frustrating breaths that he takes on the sideline. There you see the penalties, 7 for 77 yards. And for Hawaii, boy, those penalties have been momentum stealers. They have just taken the air out of the Hawaii offense. 51 seconds remaining in the first half. And another, just a wedge quarterback sneak Hawaii has no timeouts remaining. Garner and Tuioti there to pinch the quarterback Hendricks. Hawaii cannot stop the clock now. And Boise State will run one more play, and that will be the end of the first half. Third down for Boise State. They're in no hurry. They have 4 seconds in which to snap the ball. And they're going to take a penalty here. They're going to let it run down. That's it. First half has not been good for the Rainbow Warriors. It has been very opportune, very successful, and productive for Boise State. Make no mistake, at this point in this game, Boise State is in control. The Hawaii offense was setting records. This week, they have really struggled. But what has remained the same is the quality and the philosophy of Coach June Jones. Last week, during the victory over Eastern Illinois, we were able to get a sample of what he's like on the sidelines.
All right, offense, let's put together a drive. Let's get us a touchdown. Let's go. Left hash. Wristband 1. Should hit the guy over the top. The guy's tight.
From the shotgun. Robinson with time, throws over the middle. That's complete. Crossing pattern to Stutzman.
He's down! He's down! He's down!
Second down and 12.
They're going to pass it. They're going to throw the ball.
Coachella, wide receiver's quick pass. That's complete to Madsen. He gets blasted by Phil Austin.
Good job, Keith. Good job. That a way to go, Bronx. That a way.
Has 4 seconds to snap the ball. Robinson steps, throws into the end zone. Like Carter. They're going to call offensive interference.
What was that? Huh?
Both are going for the football. I don't know where the push is, Jim.
If it wasn't way before, that's just a terrible call.
Who was it? The whitest guy?
Actress Brooks is flanked to the right.
Come on, Dan. Just hit us one, baby. Just relax and let it happen. Relax and let it happen. Relax and let it happen.
Oh, with time. Now throws long. He wants Carter. Carter has a step. Carter has the ball at the 10, at the 5.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Let's go! All right, let's do this. Tell Actress to run his ass off on this. Let's go. Gun. Read it front side first. If you don't like it, then take a shot to Actress.
Looking over the middle. Now stops, throws long for Brooks. He's open. Brooks has it at the 45. Brooks clear at the 30. Brooks at the 20. At the 10. Touchdown. Rainbow Warriors.
I thought that's what you meant, was to get for that. Why you tell him the safety?
Yeah, I know. I saw you look the other way. That's a good job with your eyes.
Rainbows have to watch the ball, watch the snap count and cadence.
They're going to run it. They're going to run the ball, blow them up. They're going to run the ball, blow them up.
Ball is given to Andre Jones at the angle, and he may not have made it.
Hey, Dan, tell Actress to get wider on his split. Run the same play. Throw a catchable ball, Dan. That's all you got to do. Actress will catch.
Steps up, throws to the end zone. Oh, they're going to give him a penalty for excessive celebration. And that's brutal.
Great play. You cannot do that with the ball. Now they're going to get the ball 50. You walk over, hand the ball to the referee. Okay? You got it? Hand the ball to the referee. He pushed him through. He pushed him through. Tell him he missed the damn call. We got a screen on. He doesn't even have to block him.
Third down at 9. Robinson looking over a 6-man front.
They're going to run the corner dog right here. And we're going to get it for a touchdown.
Two blitz a linebacker. Linebacker's picked up. Robinson throws long. He wants Carter. Carter out in front. Keep hold on the 3-yard line.
Good throw. Good throw. Good throw. That's the way to go.
Robinson back to pass. Looking. Checks off Carter. Now throws long. Stutzman. That's intercepted at the 3-yard line.
You all right?
Carter never got free.
That's okay. But if that happens to you, we got 2 timeouts. All we need is another completion, another 2 completions, we're in field goal. You don't have to throw it up for grabs, okay? You got to know the situation, be aware of the situation. You don't have to throw it. If it's not there, throw it away. We line it up on third down. We still got 2 timeouts.
Single setback. Makes the play action, throws to Stutzman. Touchdown. the Rainbow Warriors lead for the first time in the game. Robinson throws. That's complete to Carter. One-on-one at the 5. The ball into the end zone. Touchdown. 9 receptions for 220 yards. Another pass, this time to Stutzman. Stutzman breaking tackles, giving ground. Gets a block from Carter. Gets to the 10. Gets to the 5-yard line. And this game will go into the record books as a win for the University of Hawaii. Let the joy begin. A losing streak is history. And listen to this crowd.
Bring it up. Bring it up. All right, good job, guys. Good job. Good job. Way to go. Way to go.
Broncos on top of the Rainbow Warriors, 19-7. Again, that's at the half. The second half coming up in just a moment. You know, as the first half ended, Hawaii coach June Jones went over and talked to the referee Gene Semko about some of the calls in the first half. As Jim Leahy has mentioned, Hawaii with 7 penalties for 77 yards. Obviously, Coach Jones does not agree with some of those calls, and so June Jones just airing his grievance. We'll see if it makes a difference in the second half. Let's go upstairs for the second half call with Jim and Larry.
Okay, Brooks. 19-7 the score. The Broncos of Boise State over the Rainbows of Hawaii. The Rainbows will kick off to the Broncos to start half number 2. What a difference a week makes, huh? It's amazing the contrast between last week's offensive output and this week's very meager offensive output. Billy Wingfield and Gavin Reed are deep for Boise for the Broncos, and kicking off will be Chad Shrout. Shrout kicks off. It will go to Gavin Reed at the 6. Reed punches out to the 20-yard line, and it will be first down for Boise State at the 20. In the first half, Bart Hendricks, 11 for 15, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, but 11 for 15. He's having quite a night.
And no sacks.
No sacks.
And not really hurried at all. Not enough pressure on Bart Hendricks. Rainbows have to do a better job this half, putting more pressure on him.
First down for Boise State from the 20. Broncos ahead. 19-7. Ball is given to Reed. And Reed, excellent running on first down. Those gains on first down really have served the Broncos well.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on Craig McMacken, the defensive coordinator, because it limits your whole package defensively. Now you can pretty much eliminate your zone blitz package because it's second and short. They can run, they can pass, they can do anything they want to do from here.
Second down and 2. Reed, and very close to the first down, very close to the 30-yard line. Phil Austin and Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich again has been the linchpin in this defense for the Rainbow Warriors. Short of the first down by about a foot. Third down, very short yardage for the Broncos of Boise State. And they've been able to really keep it on the ground and chew up the clock, keeping the Rainbow defense on the field for a long time. Third short yardage. Reed, he gets belted at about the 31-yard line. That is enough for the first down for the Broncos of Boise State.
And Jim, going back to our key to the game is ball control offense by the Broncos is key for them to keep the University of Hawaii offense just off the field and just prevent them from getting any kind of snaps or repetitions. First half, they had the ball 7 minutes longer than the Rainbows.
Poussier to the near side, number 80. He's picked up by Tucker. First down at the 31 for the Broncos. The play action throw. Poussier has it. Hit by Tucker. Tucker holds on as gets out to the 36-yard line. So for Putsier in receiving. That's his 5th reception. He now has 56 yards in receiving.
Putsier goes 6'4", and Tucker goes 5'9". That's a pretty good job by Tucker, just tackling the big guy in the open field.
Mike Davidson and Billy Wingfield now are the wide receivers. Reed is the single setback behind Hendricks. Reed with the ball. Reed tripped up at the line of scrimmage and gets out to about the 39-yard line. Tony Tuioti there to be credited with the stop.
You want to be successful running the football. Good ways to block this guy right here, number 44, Jeff Albrecht. Good chop block by Mankins. Having a good game.
Another 3rd down conversion for Boise State. Keeping the ball as Hendricks throws. That's complete for the 1st down to Dave Stahelski. And Stahelski gets out to the 47-yard line. Robert Kemfort there to make the stop along with Nate Jackson. Joe Correa tried to put some defensive pressure on the quarterback Hendricks, but he was able to handle it very, very well. Broncos. Another 1st down. Big drive again starting for the Broncos here at the start of the 2nd half. Officials also get caught up in the action sometimes.
They're blocked by Nate Colbert.
Yeah.
And Robert Kemfort.
Ball is given to Reed, and he cracks to the 49, very close to midfield. Louis Funga and Tony Tuioti.
Now here's a situation where Greg McMacken likes to be in 2nd and long. Now you can bring your zone blitz package. Put pressure up front on the front 7 of the Broncos. Hendricks been very successful thus far with the play action fakes.
2nd down and 8 from the 49-yard line. Hendricks gives the ball to Reed, and Reed able to maneuver into the secondary of the Rainbows and move the ball all the way to the 44, just short of the 1st down. It's Jeff Albrecht again.
Again, running to their right behind Dilford and Mankins. Good block up front there on Albrecht by Dilford. But Albrecht does a good job getting off the ground and making a football, but running back gains 6 yards.
3rd down and 1. Quarterback sneak. This is classic football. I mean, just muscle football. Very basic. Physical superiority cancels all theory. .10:43 left to play in the 3rd period.
Dwight Carter staying loose.
They will measure for the 1st down. They have to go to just short of the 43-yard line, and the ball is positioned very close to where they have to go.
They're going to be a few inches short.
Boy, that's good eyes. Very good eyes.
I think as much success as the Broncos had running the ball, you just take another shot at it. Run the football.
Dan Robinson waiting in the wings as the Broncos have been able to take the opening kickoff, and they've been able to march it inexorably up the field. That'll be 4th down and inches to go. Trying to convert again on 4th down. Hendricks, that's enough for the 1st down. Funga, Tuioti, and Albrecht tried to triple team him, but he was able to roll off for the yardage. So another 4th down conversion. They're 4 for 4 in 4 down conversions now on the season. Dirk Cutter very pleased with the way things have gone tonight for Boise State. The ball is now advanced to the 43-yard line of the Rainbow Warriors. Here comes Boise State, continually supplying the pressure. Davidson and Putsier are flanked to the far side. Wingfield to the near side. Ball is faked to Reed. Hendricks throws crossing pattern incomplete. It was intended for Putsier, covering on the play Nate Jackson. The ball whistled through the hands of Putsier, and Jackson had notions about the interception, but the ball just too far from his grasp. 2nd down and 10.
Rainbow's get a break here. Hendricks, good job, play fake, steps up in the pocket. That's just a whiff by Putsier.
Wingfield and Davidson are the wide receivers. 2nd down and 10 from the Rainbow 43. Penalty flags. Stahelski may have moved along.
Nate Colbert,
yes.
The second tight end in the system. When they come to a double tight end system, to bring in Nate Colbert.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, remain, 2nd down.
Second down and 15. You see the penalties. Hendricks to throw. Lays it off. That's complete. And being upended at the 49-yard line is Gavin Reed.
Big play again by number 27. He started the first half with a big play. Interception for a touchdown. Quincy Lange. Gavin Reed has a lot of interference in front of him. Quincy Lange, number 27, comes underneath the block and makes a good open field tackle.
Got him by the ankles. That'll bring up 3rd down and 17 now for the Broncos. They have to come up with a big play as this drive is starting to sputter. Wingfield and Putsier, the wide receivers. They come out in a double tight end alignment. Hendricks drops straight back. Has time. Time to run. Grabbed and dropped. That'll bring up 4th down. Tony Tuioti.
Here's a senior that just wants to play. Has a very bad back, playing with pain. But he just finds a way, tells the coach, get me in there. He knows he has a limited amount of snaps to play because of the pain in his lower back. Does a good, just personal job beating the left guard into the inside, drilled in, and making a sack on Hendricks. Also good coverage by the defensive secondary.
Jeff Edwards into punt as this drive has stalled. Rainbow defense has stiffened. Oh, excellent punt. Garland backpedaling, takes it at the 4. He wants to return it. He's at the 10. Penalty flag is dropped. Garland at the 20. Garland at the 30. Garland still on his feet to the 49-yard line. We look up the field and we see a penalty flag back at the 10-yard line. 49-yard punt. 45-yard return.
The official was right there. Apparently they're calling a block in the back.
Oh, the crowd will go crazy. They'll go crazy.
5 yards, halo violation on the kicking team. That penalty's declined.
See,
1st down.
as an announcer, I'm getting too used to him being on the green. A break for the Rainbows. That talk by June Jones helped out.
Good return. Rainbows get a break.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rain.
June Jones now has his team in possession of the ball at their own 49-yard line for the first time in the second half with 8 minutes and 32 seconds left. Avion Weaver has come into the backfield. Hawaii will continue in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Boise State jumping around on defense. Robinson back to pass, steps up in the pocket, throws. That's complete. Coming back for the ball was Ashley Lely.
Robinson delivers it perfectly low and to the outside to prevent any type of interception or just miscue. Good protection up front by Manly Kanoa and Kaulana Noa. Good delivery by Dan Robinson.
4th reception of the year for Lely. He had 2 against USC and 1 last week against Eastern Illinois. First down for the Rainbows at the 39-yard line of the Broncos from the T formation. Ball is given inside handoff. Stutzman breaking tackles, gets to the 35-yard line. First time that we have seen that variation on the theme of handing off on the inside to the slot back.
They brought these plays. This is definitely a part of the run and shoot. The slot back trap. It's a trap play. There's Manly Kanoa, number 76. He pulls, he picks up the tackle, and Stutzman runs inside of him. It's nothing different than if you had 2 backs in the backfield running a trap play. Gives a different look.
Tony Altieri finally halted his progress, gain on the play of close to 4 yards. Second down, long 6. The ball at the 35-yard line. Thrown by the quarterback, Robinson. That's complete to Harris. And Shannon Harris, who had trouble holding on to the ball, that ball was right in his hands, and it was stuck.
The term reintroduced to the fans last week, boy fingers. This is what it is, because, you know, he, as a receiver, no receiver likes to drop a football. Here it is. The ball's thrown, and it just stays right in his hands and brings it in and keeps his feet in bounds.
Yeah, very good athletic move on the sideline. So Robinson now has the ball inside the 5-yard line. First and goal to go. 31-yard pass play to Harris. Set this up. Ball is given to Avion Weaver. Touchdown.
Jim, the Rainbows on that drive showing the rhythm they had against Eastern Illinois. Mixing it up well. Slot back trap. Throwing to the flats to Ashley Laley. Finding Shannon Harris deep. Here's a straight dive. Good block up front by Dustin Owens, Phillips, and Manley Canoa. Then you got Adrian Clem and Kalana Ronald Noah just finishing off and stopping any seepage from the outside.
Avion Weaver's first touchdown of the season. Hannum in, trying for the point after. Kick is up. It is good. Rainbows come back in this game. They trail now 19-14. What a difference.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
Boise State had the ball 13 plays for 6 minutes and 28 seconds. And they had to punt. Rainbows have come roaring back. They trail 19-14. Trout kicks off. Reed, a yard deep. He's going to return it. He's in trouble. Makes something out of it, however. Gets out to the 16-yard line. Rainbow player getting up slowly.
That's Jacob Espial. They're one of their key players on special teams and as a backup safety. Reed did a good job of just turning something to nothing there, because it looked like he was going to be corralled on the 9, got it out to the 16.
First down for Boise. Now the Rainbow defense has got to make a statement. Gavin Reed, single setback behind Hendricks. Wide receivers left and right, Wingfield and Putsier. It is Reed trying to bounce outside. Ulbrich catches him from behind.
That play was designed to run into the inside. Big Doug Sims, 97, doing a good job of clogging it up, so it bounces outside, and Jeff Ulbrich runs it down from behind. Good open field tackle by the University of Hawaii's Butkus Award nominee, Jeff Ulbrich.
Second down and 10. Ball at the 15. Second down, about 11, I should say. Hendricks to throw. Throws for the sideline. Almost picked off by Shondell Tucker. Incomplete. It was intended for Putsier. Third down, long yardage.
Boise State coaches asking for an interference call, but once the ball is in the air, both the defense and the offense has the right to the football there. Shondell Tucker may have hit Putsier, but he's going for the football. That's the difference there.
Big play right here for Boise State. Jay Swilly has come into the game. Wingfield to the near side. Putzer to the far side. Hendricks to throw. Hendricks in trouble. Hendricks is sacked by Ulbrich.
Good stunt by Jeff Ulbrich that was set up well by his defensive lineman. It's a B-gap stunt. He shoots between right here. He's going to shoot there. Joe Carrera gets Mansfield, so Mansfield can't block Jeff Ulbrich. Now Ulbrich does a good job there of just making the tackle.
Edwards punted out of his own end zone. Excellent punt. Waiting for it is Garland. No fair catch, or did he fair catch? He did. I stand corrected. Fair caught the ball at the 45-yard line. 47 yards. punt.
That's something Jeff Garland has rarely done, is fair catch. He's made it very interesting back there.
So now the Rainbow Warriors have it. They're going to place the ball down. We'll see at the 46. Their own 46. Lely is flanked to the far side. Dwight Carter and Shannon Harris come to the near side. Avion Weaver in that shotgun back with Robinson. Robinson to throw. Looking, sideline pattern. That is complete to Stutzman. And Stutzman is wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage, but they will give him forward progress. And they will place the ball down very close to midfield. Brian Johnson, outstanding linebacker for Boise State. Good look at him there. And there you see Craig Stutzman. Stutzman, 7 receptions, 47 yards. Lely to the right. Carter to the left. Second down and 7. Robinson inside handoff to Avion Weaver. No gain. That'll bring up third down. So Avion Weaver from Sacramento, California, 5'10", 221 junior, runs into Mike Malloy.
Bronco defense does a good job there. Malloy and Terry clogging up the middle and not being pushed back off the football.
Robinson 3 for 3, 46 yards this half. Stark contrast to how he struggled in the first half. Big play to say the least. Third down, 7 from midfield. Robinson with 4 wide receivers. Avion Weaver back there with him in the backfield, waiting for the snap. Gets it, looking, has time, in trouble. They sack him back at the 40-yard line. That's a coverage sack. No one was open. Andy Bennett first to get to him. That's Bennett's second sack of the year. He now has 2.5 officially on this season.
Good job by the Broncos, rushing 5. Did a good job of coverage and still getting pressure. Bennett there beating Dustin Owens in the inside.
Fourth down, and Trout will punt. Deep is Damian Schilling. Schilling calls for the fair catch, takes it at the 15-yard line. So the Rainbow defense with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in the third has to come out and make another statement. 42-yard punt by Shroud. 19-14 Broncos.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
GTE Hawaiian Health proudly sponsors the University of Hawaii football Kick for Cash promotion. For every field goal made by Hawaii, GTE will contribute $100 to Hawaii literacy and award lucky fans exciting prizes. Hendricks to throw. Throws long up the sideline for Putsier. Overthrows him. Again, good pressure by the Rainbow defense, but they ran by Hendricks that time. Hendricks had a choice to make. He could tuck it and run, or he tried for the big gainer up the sidelines. He elected the gainer and came away with nothing. 14 of 20, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That interception resulted in a Rainbow score early. Quincy Legay, 54 yards. Ball is given up the middle to Reed, and Reed exploring the Rainbow secondary. Gets out over the 20. That'll bring up third down. 3:32 left. There you see Reed coming out as he was shaken up.
Little trap play run by the Broncos. Good execution up front by the offensive line, and Reed, they got a shot in his ribs.
Davey Malathong comes in to the game. 39-yard touchdown run in that second quarter. Number 25 for Boise. Third down and 2. Hendricks to throw. Sideline pattern. That's complete to Putsier. Breaks a tackle, gets the first down, and gets all the way out to the 34-yard line. Rainbows couldn't corral him. When in doubt, they're going to the big tight end. Phil Austin and Shondell Tucker had to almost rodeo him to the turf.
And the Rainbow defender standing about 8 yards off the ball there. Trying to horse collar Putsier, this big guy, 240 pounds.
First down for Boise State. They convert on that third down play. 12 yards added to their total. Ball is given to Malathon. And Malathon goes into the mixmaster, still standing up, but his forward progress is halted. First hit by Louis Funga, and Jeff Albrecht finally made sure. Gain on the play of less than a yard. Second down, a long 9, 2:26 left in the third. 19-14, Boise State. Hendricks on 2nd and 9. Hendricks looking. Oh, with time. Now throws long. Davidson can't get it. Overthrows him. Pass intended for Mike Davidson, the senior out of Federal Way, Washington. Miles Garner with the pressure, and Shondell Tucker with the coverage. That'll bring up third down and 9 yards for the Broncos. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the third. Rainbows have come back to make it a game. 19-14 here in the third period.
Now, the game is just little things. On that play, Miles Garner breaks free and forces Hendricks to release the ball just a split second before he really wanted to.
Shaylon McDonough comes into the game, number 84. He is flanked to the left. Davidson to the right. Hendricks to throw. He'll run. Hendricks with running room. Hendricks going for the first down. I believe he's short. He is. Yafet Warren finally figured things out and ushered him to the turf. That'll bring up fourth down.
This is the design quarterback draw. The offensive lineman invite the defensive lineman to the outside, try to create a seam up the middle. Hendricks finds that seam. Yafet Warren recovers from his position and makes a stop.
Jeff Edwards back to punt. Jamal Garland waiting at the 22-yard line for the Rainbows. Good snap. Excellent punt. Garland dropping back, takes it over his shoulder inside the 10. Garland to the 15, to the 16-yard line. 1:14 left to play, and the Rainbows get their hands on the ball for the second time. Or I believe it's the second time, in the third time, in the third period. 47-yard punt, 6-yard return. So June Jones knows that his team has come back. See if they can put together a drive here at the end of the third period. Atris Brooks has come into the game along with Dwight Carter. And we have penalty flags. Would be a legal procedure. False start against the Rainbows. Boy, the Rainbows, that is so frustrating for the coaching staff, for the fans.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty remains first down.
Five-yard penalty moves the ball back to the 12-yard line. First down and 15. Brooks and Stutzman are flanked. Robinson looking over the middle, still looking. Now throws long. He wants Brooks. It is incomplete. Covering on the play, Dempsey Dees.
Dempsey D just step for step with Atris Brooks. There, Robinson trying to hope for just a height advantage in Atris Brooks. If we can get it near him, maybe we can just out-jump Dempsey Dees. Right now, no Rainbow receiver has been successful running away from him.
He has one interception. Ashley Lele has come into the game. 4 wide receivers. Avion Weaver back with Robinson in that shotgun. Robinson looking up near sideline. Now throws for Carter. He has it at the 45 to midfield. First down, Rainbow. Ross Ferris beaten on the play. Dwight Carter. Now they're saying he dropped it. Incomplete pass. Amazing.
I think that's a completion and a fumble personally, because he takes 2 steps. There you see Dwight Carter catch the ball. I think that's a completion. There the ball's resting right behind him. He doesn't know where the football is. If it's a catch, it would be a recovery for the Broncos.
For the Broncos. Tough call. Tough call. 3rd down, 15 for the Rainbows. Carter and Lely are the wide receivers. Harris and Stutzman in the slot. Rainbows trying to get a first down here on 3rd and 15. Shovel pass complete to Weaver. Weaver at the 20, 25. Weaver first down. Weaver to the 40. Avion Weaver made something happen. 28-yard gain. And a huge conversion on 3rd down and long.
Good call by June Jones and staff, because get the Broncos in their blitz package. They're sending everyone coming. And then this play is designed to go underneath the blitz. And you get some green jerseys in front. There's Andy Phillips, Dustin Owens, Adrian Clem in the front of Avion Weaver.
Avion Weaver had to wait for the ball to come down before he started his sojourn. First down for the Rainbows at their own 40. Ball is given on the inside handoff to Stutzman. And Stutzman runs into the blitz. Kareem Williams flying up from the secondary. The linebacker. That really plugged up some holes. Otherwise, Stutzman may have had some running room. Started to romp in that secondary.
There's a track block. D.C. Manley Canoa. Malloy takes him on. Good block there, but Kareem Williams fills the gap in hard.
Coming to the end of the 3rd quarter, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. 19 for the Broncos and 14 for the Rainbows. When we come back, the Rainbows will have good field position, trying to get back and steal the lead away. Last week against Eastern Illinois, UH single game receiving, Dwight Carter, 220 yards last week, who holds the UH single game rushing record.
Travis Sims.
Travis Sims, that's a good guess. Travis, the fullback out of Federal Way, Washington. You could be right. We'll see. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Lely and Harris are flanked to the near side. Ball is given to Avion Weaver, trying to turn the corner. He does, and stumbles at the 49. Gets to midfield, very close to the first down. Brian Johnson had enough momentum. So who holds the UH single game rushing record? You said Travis Sims, and the answer is Pete Wilson.
Pete Wilson.
270 yards against Brigham Young, November 17th, 1950. Peter, yes.
Pete Wilson.
I was attending UH. No, I wasn't. 3rd down, inches. Stutzman in motion for the Rainbows. Ball at midfield. Ball is given to Weaver. Started to go right, and then starts to circle around the near side. And gets the first down. A little ad-libbing there by Avion Weaver. Brian Johnson met him.
And usually 9 out of 10 times as a running back, you do that, you're not going to make it. There's that 1 out of 10 that he got around the corner.
19 for Boise State, 14 for the Rainbows of Hawaii. And the Rainbows have it just inside the 49-yard line. Carter, Stutzman, and Harris to the far side. Laley to the near side with the wide receiver. Robinson back to pass. 4-man rush. Robinson looking, now throws down the middle. He wants Carter. On Carter. Off his chest, and there will be an interference call against Damian Schilling. Schilling was on Carter's back.
The call here is, was Schilling going for the ball? Was he just playing the man? Here, clearly he's playing the man all the way. That's a close call. But it's definitely interference and goes to the Rainbows' way.
Here's referee Gene.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And you see Carter going the ball. And what they call right there, you couldn't see the first replay, he's pulling on the back of Carter with his left hand. That is interference.
So Dan Robinson comes out to run this offense. Automatic first down. The ball is advanced to the 39-yard line. Robinson now 15 for 30, 163 yards. He's been intercepted twice. Robinson looks, throws over the middle, crossing pattern for Harris. In the air, incomplete. Oh, everybody had a shot at it that time. 3 defenders were in the area.
Saw a little of that in the second quarter. The tip drill of the second quarter went the way of Hart's way here. Rainbows get a break. Clearly, the Broncos everyone had a shot at it. Number 9, Melky.
Quinton Michael. And Casey Fisher. So here come the Rainbows again. 2nd down and 10. They have the ball at the 34-yard line of Boise State following the interference penalty. Boise State blitzing on the edge. Ball is given to Avion Weaver. He's got to turn the corner. He does at the 30. He's at the 25. He may have the first down.
Turns that corner and then just lowers his shoulder. He'll be just so short, about by 6 inches, because his left foot might have stepped out of bounds. But he goes around the block. Great block by number 63, Adrian Clem there on the perimeter. But then it's just a foot race, and Avion Weaver wins the foot race, blocked downfield by Greg Stutzman. Craig Stutzman, good job receiving, but just unnoticed his blocking ability.
Hartz and Michael there to usher him out of bounds. 3rd down, less than a yard. Ball inside the 25 at the 24.
After that play, Adrian Clem went outside, so Louis Fuata now playing left tackle.
Carter is flanked to the far side. And to the near side comes Lele. 3rd down, short yardage, quarterback sneak. Dan Robinson, first down. Rainbow Warriors, 13 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in this game. And the Rainbows trailing 19-14. So Robinson strolling away from the huddle as he goes over and talks to June Jones. And they move the chains.
Clem comes back in, Fuata out.
Carter and Lele are the wide receivers. Now they put 3 wide receivers on the near side. Stutzman, Harris, and Lele. First down from the 23. Robinson throws it high, incomplete. He wanted Carter. Carter covered by Damian Schilling. Sideline pattern. So the Rainbows that time throwing away from their strength. Trying to hit Dwight Carter.
What they're trying to do with that formation, Jim, is to set an isolation with Carter and Schillings. Schillings there does a good job of coverage, but also Broncos run a blitz from their right side, put a little pressure on Dan Robinson.
2nd down and 10 from the 23-yard line of the Broncos. Robinson again, 4-man rush, steps up in the pocket, throws, wide open at the 20-yard line is Shannon Harris. Harris inside the 10. Harris to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal to go. Hawaii.
Good catch and run by Shannon Harris. But credit Dan Robinson. What Dan Robinson is doing, he's looking deep. Everyone goes into the end zone to Dwight Carter. You watch the eyes of Carter, he's looking deep, and then the last minute he just finds Shannon Harris all alone in the flats. Good move right there on Schillings to get another 5 yards.
1st and goal to go. The Warriors trying to take the lead here. They trail 19-14. Ball is given to Avion Weaver to the 5. That's all. He's able only to get about a yard as the defensive pursuit. The white shirts ganged up on him. 2nd down and goal to go. Justin Howell, number 49, and Quinton Michael leading the charge defensively for Boise State.
Good job by the Bronco defense on pursuit, because initially the hole was there, but the white jerseys closed the gap in a hurry.
3 wide receivers to the left. Lele to the right. Avion Weaver single setback behind Robinson. 2nd and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Robinson into the end zone for Lele. Off his hands. And they're going against Dempsey D's again.
It's got to be another corner you can go after, but they are really challenging D's. Now the look there is that Lele runs 6'3", and D's
5'10".
Runs 5'10". You get a height advantage there. But Dees is not giving a cushion to Lely. So the ball, you can't arc the football.
And Dees, second team all Big West last year. He had 5 interceptions last year. Dees with an interception in this game. Third down, goal to go. Robinson looking into the end zone, throws for Stutzman. Did Stutzman get in? No, he did not. It will be 4th down and inches. And so now it becomes a decision of power. Oh, the crowd wants the Rainbows to go for it. They've waited a long time. They've sat in the darkness for years.
There's no hesitation by June Jones. They're going to go for it. Good low pass by Stutzman, but he's definitely down right on the very close on the 6-inch yard line.
So here we go. The play of the game to give the Rainbows the lead. 4th down, goal to go inside the 1. Robinson. Quarterback sneak. Robinson puts the ball in front.
Touchdown.
Breaks the plane. Touchdown. A test of wills. And Hawaii has come back and they lead 20-19. Will they go for 2? That's the question.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
Oh, brother, now I've seen it all.
What's that?
They gave the ferret a teleprompter.
Teleprompter. Well, I guess he can't memorize his lines, huh?
Memorize his lines. The guy's a door jam. I don't know why they give him so much slack.
Well, that's because he's got a good look.
A good look?
Yeah, look at him. Looks like a little European filmmaker.
I had a good look.
Louis, no lizard, has a good look.
What are you talking about?
We're not a good-looking species.
We're not. You have no pride, Frank.
I simply know my limitations.
I am classically chiseled.
The Rainbow Warriors, 15 plays, 83 yards, and 5 minutes and 5 seconds of elapsed time. And they have stolen the lead away from the Broncos of Boise State. Hawaii leading for the second time in this game. They led 7-0 early on. There you see the brain trust. They are going to go for 2. Triple wide receiver to the right. Avion Weaver, the single setback from the T formation. Robinson throws into the end zone. 2-point conversion. Stutzman. But we have a penalty flag.
They threw that flag early, too, right at the snap.
Oh, this crowd will go nuts.
He's saying, come back.
Illegal procedure. Rainbows.
Mistakes. Mental errors.
That was a brilliant call. Stutzman in the end zone.
Illegal formation. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. On the offense. Replay the try.
You do it again now from the 8.
Rainbows leading 20-19. They have turned this second half into a ball game. In the first half, it was nothing but frustration, bumping along, not getting the first downs, penalties halting their progress. Another penalty here. This is the try for point. 2 points. Ball is back on the 8-yard line. More difficult. Robinson from the shotgun, looking into the end zone, looking, throws, and off the hands of the intended receiver, Dwight Carter. Let's take a look at this line surge on 4th down, less than a yard. Quarterback sneak by Robinson.
Credit Dustin Owens, 74, and there's the football over the plane. As you called it, Jim, touchdown Rainbows.
Almost 30,000 looking on tonight, 28,086. Tickets issued for this game, 31,751. But you talk about schizophrenic football in the first half. The Rainbows have a distinct, different personality. than they have in the second half. 15 plays in the drive. Didn't have that anywhere near it in the first half. 83 yards and 5 minutes and 5 seconds of elapsed time, eating up the clock. Robinson on a 1-yard run. Hawaii leading 20-19. Much time left. 11:09. Wingfield and Ferris are deep for Boise State. It will go to Wingfield at the goal line. Billy Wingfield to the 15. And Wingfield gets out to the 20. First down for Boise at the 20-yard line. Stop by your favorite Chevron station and pick up a University of Hawaii air freshener speedball. It makes your car smell so good, and proceeds support the Bows. Chevron, simply smarter.
You know, coaches say the offense scores, but the defense was what the unit that creates the momentum. What created the momentum here for the University of Hawaii was the defense. Stopping Boise punting and stopping them 3 and out.
Hendricks still very potent. 15 of 23 for 186 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ball is given up the middle, struggling. It's Malafong. And the Rainbows halt his progress after only a couple of yards. Jeff Ulbrich, Phil Austin. Austin from that defensive secondary. And Ulbrich, who has been so phenomenal in the game tonight. Time after time, his name has been called. And the clock begins ticking. But again, the defense must be called to make a statement. Wingfield to the far side, Davidson to the near side. Putsier slotted inside of Davidson. They throw to Davidson, hit immediately by Tucker. And he is short of the first down. That will bring up 3rd down and about through. You know, the Rainbows broke that 19-game win streak. And some of the naysayers, some of the cynics said, well, that was against the 1AA team. Well, here they lead a 1A team, 20-19 in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 3. Big play for Boise State. Hendricks looking, throws. That is incomplete. It was intended for Putsier. And Quincy Lejay battled him for possession.
We have a penalty on the play again, another penalty.
Penalties against Boise State.
Quincy Lejay nearly getting his 2nd pick and possibly another touchdown here, stepping in front of Putsier. Putsier then playing defense. Putsier saves the interception by knocking the ball out of Lejay's hand.
Penalty is declined. Jeff Edwards has come in to punt for Boise State.
Illegal formation. 6 men on the line of scrimmage on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Jamal Garland, he is fearless. Standing at the 35-yard line. Edwards has to root it. 9:43 left to play in the 4th. Edwards waiting for the snap from center. Rainbows will set up a return. Edwards boots it. And there is Garland. Takes it at the 31. Garland gets out over the 35 to the 37. And the Rainbows will begin their 42-yard punt. And a 7-yard return. We'll take this break from Aloha Stadium. The Rainbows, unbelievably, have come back in the second half, and they lead by 1. Rainbows have it first down. They will have it at their own 38. Robinson again from the shotgun. Ball is given to Avion Weaver. Weaver to the 40. Weaver to the 45. Headbutts his way for the first down. Or very close to it. Quinton Michael finally halts his sojourn into the secondary of the Broncos.
Again, a trap play where you pull Manly Kanoa. You pull number 76 right there, and you pull the center. Weaver stays behind him and makes a great cut here and just rams into Michael. Michael makes the tackle because he's in the way.
They're going to measure for the first down.
He has it.
Oh, he's short.
It's the first one I missed.
I won't say anything. Robinson talking with Coach Jones on the sideline. Rainbows have second down and very short yardage. Boy, you keep thinking back to how they struggled in that first half. I mean, they bordered. I mean, you were thinking of adjectives almost pathetic, uncertain, tentative. But here in the second half, a distinctly different flavor. Second down, very short yardage. Lely is flanked to the near side. Quarterback sneak. That's a first down for the Rainbows. And the clock will be started again. 9:03 left to play. They'll move the chain. 9:03 left to play in the game, and the Rainbows leading 20-19. Carter and Harris to the far side. Stutzman and Lely to the near side. On 1st and 10 from midfield for the Warriors of Hawaii. Robinson looking. Robinson throws long. He wants Harris. Harris out in front. Harris with the catch at the 7-yard line.
And here's the thing. You go away from Dempsey. These Dempsey and you go to Schilling.
43-yard play, and Harris with another spectacular catch near the sideline. Watch him turn and make this reception, number 85.
Great pattern, just runs by Schillings, comes back for the football, stays in bounds. That's Ron Lee and Dan Morrison upstairs telling June, hey June, stay away from 41, go to 10, go to 10.
Harris, 3 receptions, 92 yards. First down, goal to go for the Warriors of Hawaii. Harris in motion. Ball is given to Avian Weaver. Weaver to the 5-yard line. Boy, Robinson tripped up, almost went down, and then Weaver mistimed on the handoff, tried to ad-lib his way. Actually probed the secondary and got it to the 5-yard line. That'll bring up second down. Goal to go. Matt Hill and Bradley Phillips, the defensive tackle. Phillips, number 55, and Hill, number 77, there to make the stop for the Broncos. There you see the Rainbow Brain Trust. Ron Lee in the middle. George Lumpkin also up there. Lumpkin has been at the university longer than Moss. Second down, goal to go. Robinson keeping, throws low. Stutzman not credited with that catch. That ball was thrown low, but the Rainbows showed some opportunity there. There you see Stutzman coming up. Gimpy limping back to the huddle, shaking his wrist. So either a twisted ankle, twisted knee. That'll bring up third down.
It's one of those where Dan Robinson like to have back. He had some pressure coming from his backside, and Bennett and Johnson. There you see the pressure, throws off his foot. It's low.
Yeah, hit the ground.
Hit the ground right there. It slips out, hits the ground. And Stutzman is clearly open.
Stutzman remains in the game. Now the official calls a timeout. And the official says, let's play. Robinson started for the sideline. So Gene Semko kind of threw off Hawaii's timing. Now the Rainbows get back to it. 7:48 left to play in the game. Third down, goal to go from the 5. Robinson looking into a 5-man front. Robinson throws. Stutzman, touchdown. Let's check that. Not Stutzman, it's Carter. Carter. No, it's Stutzman.
No, it's Carter. It's Carter. No. It's number 3, Carter.
It's Carter. Either 3 or 2.
But you know, they're friends. They like each other. They go again against Schillings. It's a quick slant in pattern. 2 steps and fire. And Dan Robinson fires right on the spot. Great throw. And they're picking on number 10. Number 10, Schillings.
The good news, it's a touchdown. And equally good news, it's Dwight Carter. And for Carter, that is his second touchdown from Robinson. Ball is kicked, and it is good by Hannum. 7:45 left, and the Rainbows awaken in the second half. This time it's Dwight Carter getting the bullet from Robinson. And Hawaii now with a 27-19 lead.
You're watching University of Hawaii Rainbow Football on the Rainbow Football Network.
44 yards. and a touchdown. And Dwight Carter, the receiver for the touchdown moments ago. Trout will kick off. It'll go to Wingfield. Billy at the goal line. Wingfield leaps over the opposition at the 15 and then gets tossed to the turf at the 20. Rainbow's sixth play, 62 yards, a minute and 44 seconds. Robinson to Carter, a 5-yard touchdown pass. And we apologize to Dwight Carter for the misidentification. But that was a classic touchdown on third down and goal to go. And Robinson waited, and then just drilled it to Carter. First down at the 21 for the Broncos. They trail now 27-19. Throw to Stahelski. And Stahelski, the tight end, able to turn the corner, get out over the 25-yard line. Good gain on first down. Robert Kemfort and Phil Austin there to make the stop. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game.
Broncos run this play a lot. This play action fake. Good fake by Hendricks, finds Stahelski. Big target at 250 pounds, and a good open field tackle by Phil Austin. The Rainbow defense needs to step up again and carry that momentum.
Second down, about 1.5 yards for the first down. Ball is kept by Hendricks, looking long, throwing long. It is incomplete. It was intended for Lou Fanucchi, number 84. Fanucchi, 5'10", redshirt freshman out of Claremont, California. That'll bring up third down. And a good idea to throw it long when it's second and short. You can afford that.
Right. When it's second and short, it's a wasted down. It's a deep ball down in defensive terms. Good news for the Rainbows is that Nate Jackson was thinking the very same thing.
Third down, short yardage. Reed, the single setback. Hendricks, he's hit by Nate Jackson. Jackson forcing him back. He may not have the first down. He may not make it. We'll see where they put it.
It's going to be 4th and 1.
It is 4th down.
Jim, all week the Rainbows are practicing that screen option. That's the first time that the Broncos come up and run that screen option. The Rainbows practice it. That is good defense there, because all of a sudden, right there, everyone knows their assignment. I got dive, I got quarterback. Phil Albrecht and Jackson come up hard.
4th down, less than 1 yard. Stumbling is Hendricks. He won't get it. The Rainbows will take over on down. A miscue in the backfield for Boise State. And the Rainbows can seal it with another score. Kemfort credited with the tackle. Greg McMacken, the defensive coordinator, celebrating again.
Good pressure by the Rainbows right there. Trips over his right tackle, Dilford, as he's running along the line of scrimmage. Robert Kemfort seals the tackle.
6:08 left to play on the 4th. The Rainbows with a miraculous recovery in this game, a miraculous comeback in the second half. Carter to the left, Stutzman to the right. Robinson looking, throws over the middle. Stutzman, 5, touchdown! Six-yard touchdown pass from Dan Robinson to Craig Stutzman.
They call this sudden change offense. When the defense comes up with a big play and you come on the ball, what you'd like to do is go for the score on the first play in the Rainbow strike and hit pay dirt.
Stutzman, 9 catches, 77 yards. Kick is up by Hannum. And it is good. 34-19, Hawaii over Boise State. The Bows not only are back, the Bows are dominating in the 4th quarter.
Watch Stutzman run this inside post pan and drives the receiver back, then breaks right on Hart. Good. Why that is such a good, and Ron Lee will tell you, as Stutzman is running out, he's waiting, he's watching Hart's feet. When he sees Hart plant with his right foot, he's going to break to the inside, knowing that Hart's going to have a hard time, and that makes Dan Robinson very happy.
Greg Stutzman, you see there, a touchdown, 9 receptions, 77 yards, and the Rainbows have blown it open in the 4th. 6:03 left. And Stutzman, remember, moments ago, limping, shaking his wrist. He knows the joy of the touchdown reception. 26 yards. Took the Rainbows only 5 seconds to score. Billy Wingfield and Brock Forsey are deep with 6:03 left to play. Rainbows trailed 19-7 at halftime. It's now 34-19. Here's Wingfield up the sideline. Wingfield still alive at the 30. And they finally get him at the 31. Good return by Billy Wingfield. Wingfield out of Long Beach, California, went to Carson High School. D. Miller credited with the stop. And D. Miller goes into that defensive backfield for the Rainbows of Hawaii. 5:52 left to play. The crowd has been invigorated by the Rainbows' play here in the second half. Butcher and Wingfield are the wide receivers. Hendricks to throw. Hendricks chased by Ulrich. Sacked by Ulrich. Third sack by the Rainbows. Ulrich gets him. And Ulrich now, that's his third sack of the season.
There's Jeff Ulrich right there. Delay sack. He waits, and then he's going to cut in right there. Good. Just a good break by Jeff Ulrich. And then makes the tackle. Doesn't allow Hendricks, who's a good running quarterback, to escape and create big plays.
Second down and 17 from the 25. Ball is given on a sweep to the near side. With it is Reed. He goes nowhere. Matt Paul able to cut him off at the pass. 5:03, 5:02, coming up on 5 minutes left to play in this game. A schizophrenic game.
Jim, last play, big play by Matt Paul. Here's a guy who just started playing right end on Tuesday's practice, and he plays that sweep like he's been there for years. He stretches it out, then comes outside in and makes a great play.
Third down, long yardage. Third down and 17 from the 25. Wingfield and Putzer are the wide receivers. Hendricks being chased, being grabbed, being sacked by Yafet Warren. Fourth sack. And the second sack in the last 3 plays.
Jim, what this is Greg McMacken, the defensive coordinator, just having fun. He's calling blitzes every play. There, he sends Ulbrich and Yafet Warren, and you just send too many people. You just send too many people. Somebody's going to come free and then make the tackle. There you see him. He's just a happy guy there.
Jeff Edwards punting. Garland has it at the 37. Garland to the 40, still on his feet. Garland at midfield. And he gets to the 49-yard line of Boise State. 41-yard punt and a 14-yard return. This team, all of a sudden, has gone crazy. I mean, Freud would have to analyze the kind of multi-dimensional personalities that this team has. Amazing.
When things go wrong, and here you see Brad Hendricks under the guard, number 64, Ryan Gronin. And then the running backs here saying, hey, you're the wrong guy.
First down for the Rainbows on the 49-yard line of the Broncos. Ball is given to Avion Weaver, struggling, still moving, and he gets to the 47. Excellent second, third efforts by Avion Weaver. Weaver has come in, and he has given this team a burst of adrenaline, and it started at the start of the second half. Kareem Williams made the stop for Boise State. Boise State came out. They had the ball for 6 minutes and 28 seconds at the start of the second half. They wanted to lull everybody in Aloha Stadium to sleep, but their drive stalled, and when they punted it away, the Rainbows came out with a brand new team, brand new attitude. Ryan Gray has come into the game. He is flanked to the far side, number 84 for the Rainbows. Second down and 8. Ball is given on a sweep to Avion Weaver. Weaver is ankle tackled by number 34, Brian Johnson. Johnson, a great inside-out move from the middle linebacker spot. But that lets the clock tick. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to play.
One of the leaders on defense, Bryant Johnson for the Broncos. Here's a good play by a linebacker catching a very fast running back, because if he doesn't make that tackle, Avion Weaver gains another 15 yards.
Josh Skinner has come into the game at quarterback. Skinner, the senior from Aurora, Colorado. Skinner keeping short of a first down.
Bring Skinner in, run the option. Oh, the rainbows of the pass.
Another turn of the page of that very thick playbook. 2:16 left to play in the game, and the Rainbows lead 34-19. Remember, this team was down 19-7 after a very lethargic first half, but the second half has been anything but.
Hey, Jim and Larry, the fans are going nuts for their Rainbows down here. And I'll tell you what, yes, the offense has put 27 points on the board in the second half. Obviously, the offense playing well. But I'll tell you what really sparked this crowd, and I think what sparked this Rainbow football team, is the defensive play. They have shut down the Broncos in the second half. And remember, this is a defense that was giving up 45 points per game. Let's go upstairs.
Rainbows, to illustrate that point, Brooks, the Rainbows 222 yards in total offense. And Boise State only 43 in the second half. What a turnaround. Low snap from center. Shroud gets it away. A twister. And Schilling takes it. Schilling is hit at the 13-yard line by D. Miller. Good coverage by D. Miller. 2:08 left to play.
When things are going well, everything goes well. Good open field tackle by D. Miller and Schillings.
34-yard punt and a 3-yard return. So the Broncos, who have been blitzed in the second half, they have not scored a point in half number 2. And they control this game in half number 1. Hendricks throws over the middle. That is incomplete. And they want an interference call. They're not going to get it. Covering on the play was Nate Jackson, who was intended for Billy Wingfield. That stops the clock with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. The Rainbows started to gain momentum in the third, and they broke this game open in the fourth.
Getting that guy back.
I mean, what a turnaround. I have never seen a game like this that has been so starkly different. The Rainbows at the end of the first quarter had -2 yards in total offense. -2 yards. What a flip-flop. Second down and 10 from the 15. Hendricks lays it off. That's complete to Shea Swan. And Swan is hit by Yafet Warren. Down he goes at the 19-yard line. 1:53, 1:52 left. The Rainbows will win this game. They will be 2-1. The Rainbows will have a winning record before going on the road next week against SMU. So now for all the cynics, while they haven't beaten a Division I-A team yet, they have now. Boise really has had carburetor trouble in the second half. Third down and 5. Hendricks throws. That is incomplete. It was intended for Dave Stahelski, and Hendricks is deposited on the turf. That stops the clock with 1 minute and 25 seconds. So when they talk about this game, they'll talk about a game that saw so many changes. I mean, the Rainbows were just troubled in the first half in all facets of the game. Troubled by penalties, troubled by offense, troubled by a porous defense. In the second half, they come out, and it's a completely different team. It's like they had a team transplant.
First half, 10 penalties. Second half, 1 penalty.
Fourth down. And Boise State is going for it at their own 19-yard line. Hendricks throws. That is almost picked off. Was intended for Billy Wingfield and Shondell Tucker there defensively. So the Rainbows will celebrate now. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Rainbows take over on downs for the second time in this fourth quarter. They lead 34-19. And the fans who stuck doggedly with this team throughout the first half are celebrating in the second half. Dan Robinson now has come back in, and Robinson can take credit for what has happened here in the second half. Robinson did not have a good first half. He will be the first to admit that to you. But in the second half, all the lights were turned off. From the T formation, Avion Weaver, the single setback. It is Weaver. Gets a block from Adrian Clem. And chasing him down, number 42, Kareem Williams. 1:13, 1:12. And you see the clock ticking. Tonight's GTE Hawaiian Tail players who went beyond the call. For Boise State, quarterback Bart Hendricks. And for Hawaii, middle linebacker Jeff Ulbrich. Ulbrich had a sensational game. Boise State now is called a timeout with 1 minute, 11 seconds left. GTE Hawaiian Tail is pleased to contribute to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Hawaii. GTE Hawaiian Tail, your one-stop provider for all your communications needs.
Jim, we talked about the defense helping them turn this momentum, but a unit that really took control of the game in the second half, the offensive line of the University of Hawaii. They just took control. Manly Kanoa, guard Dustin Owens, Andy Phillips, Adrian Clem, who his parents, Leo and Lorraine Clem, watching the game in Indianapolis. I want to say hi to them.
What a phenomenal job the coaching staff did, too. Right. I mean, this coaching staff could have mailed in the second half. They didn't do it. They turned everything around. Boy, in the first half, the Rainbows were woeful. But in the second half, I mean, it was like they invaded someplace. They just took over. 34-19. Rainbows will be 2-1 on the season. How long has it been since we've said that? And the Rainbows are on a 2-game win streak. Genuflecting will be Dan Robinson. He does. And the clock will start its run again, only to be stopped by Boise State burning timeouts. Boise State, with 1:08 left, takes a timeout here. But in driving home tonight, the people at the stadium, there will be a traffic jam because the people stay. And they watched this game, and they knew something special was happening in the second half, and something special did.
And for the 5-year seniors like Clem and Ronald Noah, number 71, the leader, one of the leaders on their offensive line. It's just great to see when you come out in the parking lot and meeting with your family. There's a lot of people out there. A lot of people relighting those hibachis and doing their thing, so to speak. Good job by the Rainbows. .108 left in a phenomenal game for the Rainbows. And now June Jones finally gets nailed by the Gatorade. They missed last week because it had been such a long time. But he is doused tonight. So what a little practice does.
That's got to be his lucky shirt, too. He's never going to change. He'll wear that shirt to every game.
That Gatorade smell will just soak in.
Another genuflect by Robinson. And he does, just to burn some extra time. No timeouts left by Boise State. And less than a minute to go. Well, Larry, we've seen Rainbows struggle. We've seen turnarounds in games, but I don't think we've seen a turnaround to this extent. Rainbow's bus really never pulled into the parking lot until halftime.
And for Rainbow fans, they haven't seen this, what, 2.5 years? Maybe 3 years? See a general turnaround. Go in the locker room, whatever June Jones said, whatever the coaches said, the adjustments made. You know, the offensive brain trust, we saw them, the defensive brain trust, they made adjustments, and it all has worked. And the players, no penalties, no turnovers. That is so key, the concentration on the players, by the players.
And another kneel, and that'll do it. The Rainbow Warriors will win this game. They will win it 34-19, 27 points unanswered in the second half. A great come-from-behind victory that can only be savored and thought about, because things like this don't happen often. And when they do, it is very, very special indeed. Still 21 seconds left. Boise State has left the field. The Rainbows did too. But referee Gene says, no, we have to stop the clock and we'll reposition the ball. Rainbow defense has come onto the field. They ran out of downs is what happened. So Boise State will come on and with 21 seconds. We'll see what they can do. But they have lost this game, 34-19. What a comeback in the second half.
Delay on the offense. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
And a penalty on Boise State. Boy, Gene doesn't give up, huh? Gene Simcoe, the referee.
I got 20 seconds left. I'm still on the clock. I'm getting paid.
June Jones He worked some magic tonight. Hendricks to throw. Does. That is complete to Wingfield. Wingfield is triple team. Now that may be the last play of the game. Boise State trying to get one more play off. It's over. And the celebration begins for the second week in a row. What a comeback. What a second half. You don't see things like this often. Savor it.
The Rainbows have a streak going. It's a win streak. 2 in a row.
Once again, the final score, Hawaii 34, Boise State 19. This has been another sports presentation of the Rainbow Football Network in K5, the home team. For my broadcast partners, Larry Goes, Brooks Bear, and the entire crew, good night, everybody. And from Hawaii, hey, malama pono ke kahi, ke kahi.